Greetings to all. We're gonna let some people line up. We just got some visuals for y'all right now. Let me get it down if y'all can hear me. It's burning, baby. Alana, I see you. I see you, goddess. It's burning. Let's get it. I see you in my eye. Let's get it. All right, y'all. Hope all is well. Just give me a little few minutes, y'all. A little few minutes. Alright, y'all. Alright, y'all. What's going on, y'all? Thank y'all. Thank you for tuning into my frequency. You only tune into my frequency because you resonate with the information that I have. I want to thank you guys for finding me. Just like Iron Prize said, dude, happy I found this page. So what happened to the other one? I don't know why I got this background up. All right, we're just gonna leave it. Whatever. So so what happened to my other YouTube? I did a presentation a few days ago on the 21st, I believe. And it was just a presentation on just basically things that's happening around the world. But they basically did not like what I basically put in that video. I exposed a lot of stuff that's going on, and they basically told me I said something false about COVID-19, but there was nothing said about that 19 in that video whatsoever. Anybody that was present during that presentation, if y'all remember, I said nothing was even said. No videos or anything said nothing remotely close about seeing about that 19 Circus 19. I believe it's because there's just been a lot of information that I disclose, a lot of information that I basically I disclosed that they didn't want people to know, and they basically shut that video down. So that was my third strike, and as you know, YouTube is 3 strikes and you're out. So I feel what I have to say is important, so I created another YouTube channel just because I want the information to get out there, and I appreciate love you guys for being here and just taking in this information that we got going on here. So thank you guys again. And we're going to get started. So today we're going to be talking about, the transition from 3D to 5D, which is just ascertaining a different level of consciousness. Literally, that's literally what it is just ascertaining a different level of consciousness. So it's kind of like, it's what it is your body is getting upgraded. You're getting upbooed. You're getting an upgrade. I know we are not these physical vessels. We are just a consciousness peering through these physical vessels. As of right now, as we know, we have these things called 7 chakras within the physical vessel, and these and chakras literally means spinning wheel of energy, vortex, spinning wheel of vortex. And you have the ones that are to the front, they spin counterclockwise, taking energy in, and then on the back they spin clockwise, putting energy out. So you have 7 main ones within the physical body, but all together there's 144,000 nadis. And chakras are you can equate chakras to as levels of density, okay, or what you can call classes. Okay, you can call them classes. So 7 classes in a sense, and every level of class that you go to, there's accumulation of information. There's a information that you're supposed to accumulate, and this basically expands your consciousness. This upgrades the firmware that you have. I apologize. This upgrades the hardware that you have, and basically because the hardware is ready for upgrade, you are getting more consciousness downloaded into this hardware. So this is the same reason why you get to go to the next level of class. You get to go from 3rd grade to 4th grade or 4th to 5th. You know what I'm saying? So you did what you need to do in that class in order to graduate. You ascertain the knowledge. You passed a final exam that they gave you, and then you were able to go on to the next grade and basically do it all over again. It's literally, Earth is just a school. Every experience here that every experience is just a school. It's learning the things that are necessary for you. It's for your highest good. Just know that, understand that it is all for your higher good. It's to expand the consciousness so source itself can understand what source is. Remember, God itself, what they call it. I don't like to call it God, because that's basically limiting it to what it is or what it isn't. So it is what it is. That's why I am is the most powerful thing. So whatever you say after the words I am is exactly what you are. So what are you basically saying to yourself about yourself? So whatever you say after I am are very, very powerful. So as of right now, collectively, we are in what you call the solar plexus chakra. Okay. The solar plexus chakra, which is the yellow chakra. This chakra, as you can see, the lesson of the solar plexus chakra is the balance of self-confidence and ego, self-control, personal power, and humor originate here. So this is basically kind of like the terrible twos, what they call the terrible twos, but it's not the terrible twos, because at this time, children are just basically getting to know themselves, getting to figure out who they are, stepping in their personal power, self-control, self-confidence. This is when they develop the little egos and whatnot. So this is why a lot of stuff that's going on in this world has to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Your government, all that power, all that ego, and they're taking control over you. They have no self-control, but they're taking control over you. You know what I'm saying? So so solar plexus chakra imbalances, this has to do with a lot of digestive issues. Okay, because solar plexus is in your digestive areas, is your stomach, is right underneath it's right over your navel. So anything that has like colitis, nervousness, ulcers, diabetes, digestive problems, hyperglycemia, binge eating, reflux, constipation, low self-esteem, depression, anxiety, lack of self-worth, lack of self-control, passiveness. Okay, these are things that have to do with the solar plexus chakra. Let's see. I just closed something. Yeah, it's gonna get interesting. Y'all know what I'm saying? Right here, it tells you underactive and overactive symptoms. Underactive, this is how you know if you have an underactive solar plexus chakra. feelings of low self-esteem, feeling lack of self-trust, having a weak will, slow digestion, people with IBS, unreliable. I had a friend, funny enough, I had a friend who I went to massage school with, and this guy was extremely like so. He had no motivation whatsoever. Oh, what's going on, goddess? Thank you for joining in, Nubia. He was just so unmotivational. He didn't want to do anything in life whatsoever. Like he has a daughter and a family to provide for, but he just couldn't get up, and he had no motivation to do anything. And I just seen the way that he ate, and I'm like, man, it makes sense. He literally ate nothing but honey buns all day. That's was his diet, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know, he couldn't afford much, but he wasn't even trying to put the effort in to go get a job in order to afford, you know, a better lifestyle of eating. So you are literally what you eat, literally. Overactive, binge, being overly aggressive, being bossy, power hungry. You know, a lot of people in power right now, you know what I'm saying? Hyperactive, self-centered. And again, you know, this is why a lot of people in power, they show these symptoms. You know, these are very narcissistic symptoms. Too much responsibility, fast digestion, hyperactive, feeling competitive. Um, and there's things that you can do. Nature always balances you out. Nature always balances you out whenever you go out, whenever you have situations going on. Right here, victim mentality. People play victim mentality. uh Needless lack of motivation. We've already covered these. So this is what we are dealing with when we're talking about the solar plexus chakra. So now you know why Earth experiences a lot of these type of energies, because primarily we have been brought down from the higher densities or higher dimensions, and we have brought back down to our lower dimension self. um and now we are rising, because as shall we fall as we rise, you know, as it was in the beginning, as it was in the end. So as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end as well. So we are rising back to our higher selves, and we are ascending to what's called the heart chakra. As you know, Earth is an anagram for the word heart. And we are finding it right now through the heart chakra. Anahata, another name for the heart chakra. There's essential oils that you can do in order to increase the heart chakra opening, or just like the most important thing, y'all, like with the heart chakra, is learning love for yourself. You know, that's why again, Earth is an anagram for the word heart. Is learning love for yourself, because once you learn the love for yourself, this is when you start to realize that others are you, and then you literally love other people, literally. You love on other people, and you can't fathom how other people can't love themselves. But just because you start to, this is when so fourth dimensional awareness, having fourth dimensional consciousness, is when you start to love everything. You know, you see that everybody is you, and you're like, damn, I love me, I love myself, I love other people. Because I love me, I love other people. So this is dangerous in the sense, because when you do that, you can become some kind of like, how can I say, like a martyr. We're gonna a martyr for this type of energy. But when you go beyond that, which is the fifth dimensional consciousness space, where we're going, um you realize you can see different points of view, how someone can be manipulative. So you gain the consciousness awareness of how someone can definitely manipulate you, because they understand that you are one, and you don't want to, not want to help another version of yourself. So people can use that type of manipulation towards you in order to, get the best of you. So you have to be aware of what's going on, so it's literally ascending levels of consciousness is what we're going on right now. So um 3D and 5D beings could exist until there's a point where the majority of people on our planet are thinking on the 4D, 5D aspect, and then a shift occur. Because at that point in time, you can't have too many positive beings living on the same planet as negative beings. It wouldn't work. it would not work. That's mixing oil and water together. As you see, it does not work. So this is why, again, this shift is happening right now, because more light and love is basically pumping onto this planet, and this is increasing the love quotient within us, the light quotient within us. So we are gathering more love is coalescing throughout the whole galaxy, throughout the whole universe, and it's also, so it's happening. What's happening throughout the universe is also happening within us as well. As above, so below, as within, so is out. Everything is predicated upon the whole astrology of things. So heart chakra, again, this is why nature is green. Money is green as well. So they take your energy through giving you the something that's same color as the heart chakra, which is money. So they take your energy through that. So they make you give your energy for something that has no energy whatsoever. It has no value whatsoever. And they did this because the gold, you know what it is. The gold is not even theirs in the first place, so they can't use something that's not theirs. Green is calming and soothing color. Green is a color of harmony and balance. Green is associated with feelings of peace, compassion, kindness. Green heart chakra heals when you spend more time in nature. You hear that? Spending more time in nature heals the heart chakra, and this is fact. I remember when I was going through my healing process, I was spending a lot of time in nature, running out in nature, meditating under the sun, like 80 minutes a day. This shit cracked my heart chakra. It cracked my heart chakra right open. So again, nature heals. You want to heal faster? Go out in nature, be in nature, barefooted, meditate in nature, specifically underneath the sun. This will exponentially heal your growth, literally. So right here, go forest bathing, immerse yourself in nature. Once again, do a loving kindness meditation. You can just think about love. Again, it's love for self. When you have love for self, you will realize everybody is yourself, but then you'll gain the knowledge and intelligence that not everybody has the best, not everybody has the best intent for you, and you learn to use discernment. Okay, your intuition gets stronger at that point in time. So use empowering affirmations such as I love and I forgive myself. I forgive is one of the most powerful words as well. I am and I forgive. Forgive. You see two words right here. You have forgive, because you're giving yourself that peace of mind. Yourself and whoever person that you might have, hurt during the whole process, whatever was going on. Forgive is very, very powerful. Okay, crystals that you can use. Malachite. I have malachite right now. All these, you know what I'm saying, guys? So this is where we're going right now. Heart chakra affirmations. You guys can look them up. Pinterest is a great website to use to look up things. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Pinterest is a great website. I've been using Pinterest for a very long time. It always comes in clutch. Right here, symptoms to watch out for if you're feeling over defensive, feeling closed down, jealousy, fear of intimacy, codependency, always being the savior, holding grudges. I've talked about fear of intimacy before. I used to date this girl, and because of the experiences that she experienced in a prior relationship where she was basically abused, she basically, her heart chakra closed off, and she was afraid to get intimate. And you know what I'm saying? And just being the right type of energy for a person could definitely start opening up their heart chakra just a little bit more, and this allows more space for healing. And with the type of right intent, right energy, this can definitely heal the person over time. And this is what I was able to do with this type of person. So the intent is whenever you meet somebody, it's always to make them better. You know what I'm saying? Because it's literally you. It's make them better than what you left them at, because that other person is literally you. You have to want better for yourself, and because you want better for yourself, of course you're gonna want better for other people as well. So in this system, it's hard to do that. It's hard to achieve this because the system is a trap. So I want to show a short clip about the chakras. This was in a cartoon TV show. This cartoon TV show is one of the favorite like TV shows ever. This explains how work chakras so effortlessly and efficaciously. So It's easy. Even it's on a kid TV show, and they explain it so well. So just take a listen to this little 10-minute video, and then we'll continue with this. All right, y'all. Let me turn this down right quick.
In your note, you said you could teach me to gain control of the avatar state.
Hold on, y'all. Okay. I guess we good? Yeah. So, maybe because it's probably gonna use it's probably gonna hit me with the yeah. It's gonna hit me with the copyright. So I can't go to this. But I'm not okay. So I guess I can't play that. But if you guys ever get a chance, if you guys really want to work on the chakras and learn what causes the chakra to close down and how to basically balance the chakras as well, that's a really good little 10-minute video that explains the chakras and what it's all about, and a great detoxing juice as well. So all you have to do is just look at how to open up your chakras, and that should be the first video that pop up, honestly. So you. So when we're with this ascension process, okay, like I said before, with great powers come great responsibility. So when you start to know and understand that other people are yourself, so you don't want to hurt other people. Obviously, you don't want to hurt other cells of you. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that because you understand and overstand that you are one. So you would never want to hurt yourself. So you are going to help yourself. So with this newfound activation of the heart space, this comes with new abilities as well, and these are connect abilities that basically comes unlocked with the heart chakra. So just being able to wield all these things, they have a name for literally everything, y'all. Look, manipulate anger, aggressio kinesis, manipulate summer, estate kinesis, manipulate air, aerokinesis. I mean, we know this. So anything, just add kinesis after it, and you're basically able to manipulate it. But this is basically the powers that come. Oh, don't tell me this. These are the powers that come with some of the powers that come with activation of the heart space. Yeah, Avatar is a great show. It is a great show. Let me see if I could get this video to play for y'all. I totally forgot about the copyright. YouTube on some stuff, man. YouTube really. All right,
You've probably heard the word telekinesis before, and maybe even pyrokinesis. But did you know that there are so many more than that? The word kinesis means motion, and in the superpowers world, it denotes the ability to control a certain type of power. Given the confines of the fandom in question, the characters can control any number of things. We're going to dive into 5 specific examples to give you a better sense of what having a kinetic ability means. Let's start with aerokinesis, or the ability to move and control air. Maybe the best example of this that has it right in the name is Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Due to the circumstances of his birth, he's able to control the element of air, or wind. Next is pyrokinesis. This is a fun one. Everyone wants the ability to control fire. The aptly named character Pyro from the X-Men franchise perfectly embodies this power set. Umbrakinesis is another really cool superpower that doesn't get enough recognition. This is the ability to manipulate the darkness. It's so cool that the image imprint Top Cow even created a character named simply The Darkness, who can control shadows and create the creatures who dwell there. Bibliokinesis is the seldom mentioned power over books. The Vertigo comic series The Unwritten stars a character named Tom Taylor, whose life is influenced by the events of a book's protagonist, that is his namesake, to the point where he has trouble telling which world is real. And lastly, mystokinesis, the power to control magic. This is pretty straightforward stuff. If you've seen an episode of The Magicians, then you know what's up with mystokinesis. The cool thing about kinetic powers is that they can extend to almost anything. They are limitless in their scope, even while most wielders are restricted to only one or two powers at a time. For more information on kinetic abilities, check out the Superpowers Wiki.
There you go. So, so everybody has a specific superpower that they're most prevalent in. But that doesn't mean that you can't. That doesn't mean you can't become all of them or have all of them. That's what the avatar state is about. The avatar state is basically taking in all those elements, wheeling them together, and using them together as one in order to basically become a very, very powerful being. So that's what so those are some of the abilities that come with it. So I love comic books. A comic book always tells you the truth in some things. So I'm gonna show y'all right here. This is a comic book from Superman back in the day. As you can see, this is Mr. Miss. It's so hard to say this guy's name, but I used to watch him and I remember his name. But he was like a fifth dimensional beam. He's like a how you would say, like an imp or a fairy of some sort. But basically, what he says is right here, right here. Where here, my dear? It's here all around you. They asked him the question. Look, the look. The stupid first dimension is just a stupid point. Boop. The second is a line. Boring. The third, well, it's material stuff. The fourth is tick-tock time. But the fifth is imagination. It's everywhere at once. You just can't see it if you could. So that's not a good interpretation of it. But right here, fifth dimension is pure imagination that exists beyond time and conceivable space. The imps contain vast power that can shape the lower dimensions, particularly in the third dimension. This shaping can appear as if it were magic or simply high scale reality warping. So basically, the fifth dimensional beings, they hold this. Again, I've said this before, how the higher dimensions hold this physical reality together. Everything, it starts from above, because it's energy that holds everything together. So the majority of the energy comes from the higher dimensions, higher dimensional beings. So let's see there was something that I wanted to read from this. Where is it at? Right here. Okay. To be a fifth dimensional being means to have increased awareness and to operate in life from your soul essence. Your true self knows what it came to do in this lifetime. To embody the fifth dimension simply means to slow down and to act from your authentic whispering. This is why being present helps you. Just stopping and being present allows you to tap into your surroundings. If you guys ever do that, it's so amazing just to be present. Stop, be present, tapping into your surroundings, just using the breath alone. In doing so, you take part in shaping the next human civilization, when peace and cooperation will reign, and when famine and money will no longer exist. Again, this is why they continuously put noise in your background, because if you were able to stay silent, if you were able to have some peace and quiet, so many things would get done, y'all. You would have time to think and come with solutions. Remember, you are God incarnate. You are gods in training. Basically, you are celestials in training. So you have the answer to everything, because you are the question itself. You ask yourself the question and you're able to get the answer because you're intelligent enough to ask yourself the question. That's the creator. That's one of the creator aspects of you. You know, you have all the answers within yourself. So look right here. We always talk about the Schumann resonance, right? We always talk about the Schumann resonance. I didn't even continue this. Everything in the universe is vibration. Schumann resonance are global electromagnetic resonances generated and excited by lightning discharges. So I made a video, but I couldn't post it on TikTok because, again, I'm banned on TikTok. But the plasma, okay, we talk about lightning. So it says light light in, it's in you, you know, the light that's within you, light ing, and the plasma. So this is referring to plasma. By lightning discharges in the cavity formed by the Earth's surface and the ionosphere. To some, it is considered the Earth's heartbeat, and like our own heartbeats, interior and exterior events affect it. Just like our body's electromagnetic field, if we vibrate with joy and harmony, so will the people around us in the planet. Now, do you see why? Do you see why they must keep you down at all times? Do you see why it must keep you? And specifically has to do with us, because if we were of joy and harmony, so would everybody else be, because this is our planet. Okay. Right here. If we vibrate, so with the to get in tune with the Schumann resonance simply means to live in accordance with the laws of the universe, okay, or the laws of Ma'at. That's the laws of Ma'at. How do we do that? Increase awareness, walk around barefoot in nature, spend time outside every day. Again, every day, because you are nature. You have to connect to nature because you are nature. Live according to the cycles of day and night. Okay, everything is cyclical. Lose track of time in a creative endeavor. So everything is cyclical. So we're going back to the golden age, but there's we also enter what's called the silver age, the bronze age, and the iron age. Okay, I think this new age is this is the rust age, I believe, that we're leaving right now. Back to the golden age. So everything is cyclical. Everything is cyclical. So there's a point in time again that we'll be able to experience this. You know what I'm saying? But it'll be a total different outcome. Lose track of time and creative endeavor. Slow down on synchronicity. Show you what to do next. This is important because time is about to break down, as we see with them canceling daylight savings next year. So daylight savings will cease to exist as of next year, because people are realizing the sun is changing, something's going on at the time. It's a lot brighter than it needs to be in different parts of the country, different parts of the world actually. And yeah, so there's going to be more sun. So this is the golden age. Golden age ushers in two suns with us. So here we go. Every chance you get, remember that we live on planet Earth, a beautiful blue ball and a little corner. Yeah, okay. All right, there we go. Okay, this is important. Make decisions based on intuition, because intuition is what's coming back right now. Okay, everything is going to be from within. You know, as within, so without. Everything that's happening without is within as well. So you have to slow down and go within yourself. All right, that's why you're so busy, y'all. That's why it's so busy. This system. So we're gonna give. So some people talk about they don't know the difference. Pardon me. I've been asked this question. Some people don't know the difference between density and dimensions. Okay. I've said this before. There are infinite amount of dimensions, but there are certain levels of density. Now, within each density, there are what you call like sub densities. So basically, in a class, in a class, when you go to a class, you would have to take multiple tests in order to see if you can qualify to go to the next class. So this would be the equivalent of multiple having sub densities inside of densities. So you have the first density. The first density is the lowest, corresponds to atomic particles, atoms, molecules, chemical minerals. This is what holds everything together, where conscious development is rudimentary and limited to simple awareness. So these beings are just there. They're holding everything together. They just have awareness. They are just there. They know that they have a job and they're just doing this job. They're just doing their job. They have nothing else to do. And then you have second density. This is plant animal life, where consciousness first experiences will, passion, drive, pain, pleasure. Okay. Third density includes beings like ourselves, who possess the seed of self-awareness and free will. Consciousness makes the choice between helping others or exploiting them. Again, okay, these three densities are fully physical and subject to the limits of three-dimensional space and linear time. So you are bound by space and time in these three dimensions. They inhabit the same physical realm. Also, the densities blend into one another. In each density, there is a gradient from the lowest to the highest evolved types beings. This is clearly seen in second density, where the lowest forms, such as sponges or bacteria, are not the same level as the highest, such as primates. If you get what I'm saying. So there's different gradients of levels of intelligence between the density beings. So that's why we're more intelligent than primates for whatnot, because we are third density. We are third density beings, and they are second density beings. Fourth density includes beings that straddle the boundary between space, time, and higher ethereal realms. For them, physicality is plastic and responsive to thought. Okay, they exist outside of this world, outside of this realm, which is the astral realm. Okay, where astral realm is thought that creates this world. They exist behind a dimensional curtain, like Oz. You know, when what's it called? What is it? Oz. What is it? Yeah, the Oz, when it was behind the curtain, and can project into our reality at will. Okay, some are positive, others are negative. Both 4D beings and their environments are part physical, part ethereal. The spiritual goal of 4D existence is to fully live out their choice of spiritual polarity. Telepathy and supernatural abilities come easy. So when you have 4D beings, kind of like who runs the media and whatnot, these 4D, you know what I'm talking about. Y'all know I'm not trying to say too much because I don't want people to, you know what I'm saying. But you know these type of beings that I'm talking about. You know, so they're able to make you see things that you don't really see. They're able to make you hold a certain type of frequency. They're able to hold a certain type of frequency within their mind and make you see things that are not really there. Kind of like how this illusion, this moon matrix is doing right now. And they take it to the next level. But the system is failing. The system is literally failing. And I got, videos to go through, show y'all things that are happening this very moment that is literally going down, y'all. Okay, so we got fifth density. It is a completely ethereal level of existence, functioning as a stopover zone for departed souls and a native realm for beings who have evolved to that level. Native 5D beings seem focused on accumulating wisdom and total perfection of their individuality. So you can have 5D beings living 5D conscious beings living right here, right now, but they don't have 5D abilities. You know what I'm saying? So people who are ready to experience the 5D, who basically break away from this illusion of this 3D illusion. Okay. But what activates it is that portal that basically catapults us into the total space of being 5D. So you can be in the dimension of 5D, but not in the density of 5D. The density is where you get the powers, where the powers come to you and you're able to use them. But the dimensional space is what the consciousness experiences. Okay. So then you have sixth density, is where individual entities have finished their personal evolution, grouped together to evolve as a group, as a soul group. They exist as energy beings in a realm completely outside of space time. Okay, and then you have seventh density. Seventh density is unity with the creator and the total dissolution of individual existence, though not through annihilation of consciousness, but achievement of infinite consciousness that permeates all life and all existence. So people talking about, I don't want to become one with the creator, because they feel like they're losing the aspect of themselves. But no, you just become aware of everything. You become everything. So you are basically the ether itself. The ether itself. The universe is just made up of dark matter energy and dark what's it called? Dark matter energy and dark matter. Dark matter energy and dark matter. That's literally what the universe is made out of. Dark matter energy and dark matter. So you become the building blocks to basically everything. So it would be like synonymous to right here, atoms, molecules, chemicals, because they make up everything. Okay, you just go into a new space and you do it all over again. So in a sense, so what I mean by dimensions, so that's densities, explaining densities. Now in dimensions, how can I say this? So in 3D, you're only aware of yourself. In third dimension, you're only aware of yourself. Now you see other people, but you're literally only aware of yourself. Now, when you ascend to 4D, 4D consciousness, you see yourself. You see yourself through other people. You know what I'm saying? You're able to there's no space, time doesn't exist for you. So you're able to go to the past, present, and future and experience those lives. All those lives you're able to experience those times because you're now outside of space. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me see if I could explain this a little better. Hold on. I'm trying to hold on, y'all. I should have never let this this what's it called, this background. So say for instance, let me see if I could explain this to you. All right, can y'all see this? Oh dang, y'all can't even see this. Hold on, let me see if I can remove this background, y'all. Hold on, y'all, let me see if I can remove this background. There we go. Bet. There we go. Yeah. All right. So you could take a look at you could. All right. I got a better one. Hold on. So timelines are infinite. Timelines are infinite. So right here, that's why it's like an 8. So this is you. This is the fourth dimensional you right here. So these are different aspects of you that it's so hard to do this. These are different aspects of you that are in these different time loops right here. Okay. So the fourth dimensional aspect of you can definitely see what life is more interesting or what life he or she wants to partake in at that point in time. So it can bring its awareness into the time space where it wants to experience it, and it will experience it. Now you will be that life and that being outside of space time at the same time. You can peer your consciousness into that existence and then go back. You feel me? You don't want to. You just want to experience at the point in time. You have a choice at that point in time. Where 3D, you're like basically stuck in this bitch. Like literally, that's what it is. And then 5D, 5D is basically when you're able to see yourself through other people's eyes in yourself. So, say for instance, right here. Boom, 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 boom. So say for instance, right here, you have you, your mother, your father, your brother, your auntie, your uncle, Iron Pride, Nubia, Ma'at, Alana. You have all these beings here, right? Well, you're able to experience all these timelines as yourself and as Ma'at and as Nubia and as Iron Pride and as anybody else who's going to be, watching this shit. This is what having fifth dimensional awareness is. And like I said, because you're able exactly reflections. So you realize you are all one and you can view your life through the eyes of other people and yourself, so you really get to empathize with people at that point in time, so no messages can get misconstrued. You guys understand me? You guys feel me? No message can get misconstrued, and you can feel and understand and experience how someone is feeling. Okay. There we go. So that's the difference between dimensions and densities. So densities is the basically the foundation of that is the foundation of the experience that you're going, of the knowledge and experience that you're going to get. And then dimensions is how you're going to experience all that knowledge coming in at what aptitude. You know what I'm saying? Are you seeing it through one eye, through many lens, through your eyes? You know what I'm saying? You're just going to have more awareness, literally. You become all those eyes. You become all those eyes. And that was a quick little explanation of how the differences between densities and dimensions. Y'all get that? Let me get a 9 if y'all understand that. Let me get a 9 because a lot of people don't understand between dimensions and densities. Y'all get that? Let me get a 9 if y'all get it. All right, I'm sure y'all get it. Bet. All right, bet. I'm sure y'all get it. Okay. So that being said, y'all, that was just so we are ascending, we are going to these new levels of consciousness, and we are going to basically be getting our new, not our new, because we've always had these powers, but we just forgot. That's literally what it is. We just forgot. So now we can let's start this whole, you know what I'm saying? Let's start this thing for real now. Yeah. Let's get it. Okay. I really wanted to have y'all listen. Let's see, this is a 30-minute video, but this video is important. This has a lot of, I played this video before, but this video is very important. It has a lot to do with what's going on right now with the UVC hitting Earth and how it's really, is really affecting the planet. And there's not a lot of people talking about this. The guy basically said every time he tried to put information about the UVC out there, it would literally get deleted. He tried it about 8 times, and every time they put the information out there, they would delete the information out there. Should I? All right, well, we'll listen to a little bit of it, but if y'all want to listen to it, all you have to do is type in UVC on YouTube, and it'll bring it to you, and they'll bring it up. But it's a 30-minute video, very, very important. We're just gonna listen to a little bit of it and go on. I don't want to. If y'all want to listen to the whole thing, let me know. But other than that, then I'll just let this play for a little bit. Just hear the most important things, about like 10 to 15 minutes of it. But the whole thing is important. But just let me know if y'all want to listen to it. When I get about 10, 15 minutes, I'll ask y'all if y'all want to continue listening to it. And y'all know, right? Let's continue to.
This is Dane Wigington with geodreamwatch.org. As we plunge ever further into uncharted territory on planet Earth, an issue that has been completely overlooked, that is of grave importance, is the rapidly disintegrating ozone layer of our planet. This issue by itself is a near-term existential threat. geodreamwatch.org first began to meter the intense UV radiation in 2014, and we on 2014 that we're getting UVC on the surface of the planet. When we first posted this information, our website was taken down within 15 minutes and was taken down 8 times in the next 3 days. We had to acquire more security for our website, and we were able to keep the data up after that point in time. And I think for those in power, they begin to realize that the public simply doesn't care about this, or simply doesn't believe it. And yet we can feel the intense UV radiation on our skin, on surfaces. It rapidly heats the interiors of cars that are locked up. And we see more and more coverage of this on the Weather Channel and other sources, that the car interiors are heating up at extraordinary speed. This is a very penetrating radiation. It can kill microbial life, kills plankton. It burns foliage on trees. It scorches the southwest side, or the sun-exposed side. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it would be the southwest side. But it scorches the sun-exposed side of many types of trees. It burns the Cambrian layer, the living layer of the tree, all the way down to the core wood. And this is extraordinarily visible. And we see this direct correlation between the decline in insect life, which there's many factors affecting that, not denying that. But UV radiation alone, again, is an existential near-term threat on our planet. And this information has been systematically hidden from the public.
Systematically.
And the public tends to ignore anything that is not confirmed by official sources. Even if they can feel the sun burning on their skin, they convince themselves they're just getting older or more sensitive. That's not the case.
Not the case.
They're getting extraordinarily high amounts of not just UVB on the surface, but UVC as well. I want to introduce today, or it's a second coverage, I should say, want to have another conversation with Ray a former NASA contract engineer, we're going to keep it at his first name on this exchange, has metered UV radiation for geoengineeringwatch.org over a number of years with equipment that we supplied him. Geoengineeringwatch.org supplied to Ray. So Ray has done extraordinary work. He's the only one that we know of that has so diligently tried to address this issue and dedicated so much time to metering. Ray, we're extremely grateful to you for the work you've done, which has helped us to try to get this issue to light. First of all, hello, Ray, and can you hear me okay?
I hear you fine, Dane, and thanks for the accolades there. I'm pretty much in the same boat that you are. My dedication is to this planet, to my kids, my family, and this is the work that I do is well beyond passion. It's a necessity, and this is what I have to do. It just is what I have to do.
You can hear that voice.
When I don't want to get out of bed, I get out of bed and I take data.
Yeah, because he knows it's over. That's why he said he don't want to have to. He knows this shit's over.
Just that kind of a thing.
That kind of a thing.
It's extremely critical, and it's been whitewashed over the years to the point to
just
where
like everything
it's
else.
so complicated of a science issue that no one wants to be involved with it. Like you were saying, Geoengineering Watch supplied a piece of equipment. It's a lab instrument. It's a spectral radiometer, and it has incredible features with it. It scans between 200 and 450 nanometers, and it has sub-nanometer resolution. I can basically take data from 1/6 of a nanometer, from 200 nanometers to 450 nanometers. And the idea first came into my head back in 2016 about doing such a thing, because I had been working with NASA satellite data for about 2 years. And the last data I worked with was from the Ceres satellite. And the problem I encountered was that all of the data stops at 300 nanometers. They'll scan from 300 on up, but the scanning microbolometer that they use with the Ceres satellite system stops at 300 nanometers.
On that point, Ray, for the listeners, let's take a moment to educate them on how the UV radiation spectrum breaks down. We have, it's from 400 to 320 is UVA, Ray, is that correct?
Yeah, I usually start at the high end of the spectrum and work up towards the visible light.
Which would be above 400 nanometers, would that be correct?
400 nanometers and above is visible to infrared.
And UVB starting from 320 to 280 nanometers, I believe UVC from 280 to 100. Is that correct, I think, Ray?
Yes.
We're told officially that all incoming UV radiation, or the percentage of incoming UV radiation is 95% UVA, 5% UVB, and no UVC. That's what we're officially told.
Listen.
And that is patently false.
That is patently false. I want you to know. So now you see in this, just right here, right? Just, we're gonna bring it back just a little bit. Right here. Now you see these colors here. This is why the sky is this color, because of UVC. When you see the color in the sky in the clouds, and it's not the sun that's making it this red. Matter of fact, the sun shouldn't be making it red in the first place. But when you see the clouds are red, the sky is red, UVC, the radiation, high levels of radiation coming on the planet. So your beautiful sunsets, that's what's happening. The beautiful red sunsets, that's what's happening.
That's what we're officially told. And that is patently false, is it not, Ray?
I've yet to find the person who's doing those measurements.
But that's what's officially stated.
Officially stated, Several organizations state that no UVC radiation reaches the Earth's surface. It's wrong. I have data to prove that.
And we metered even before your work, which is the most advanced work on the subject at all. But even with more basic readings that we took with less sophisticated metering equipment before you took over with, again, more expertise. But we were showing levels of UVC in the surface as well. And this is easily detectable with the right metering equipment, but yet it's being systematically hidden. Is that not true?
It is being hidden. For what reasons? I'm unsure of at this point.
Wouldn't you think it'd be? I mean, the ramifications are beyond grave. I mean, this is something if the public was aware of, I would say that's a very evident reason that to avoid panic, because the loss of the ozone layer is an existential threat. And if you compress the ozone layer to a single molecular layer at sea surface, it's the thickness of 2.5 dimes, 6 millimeters, that allows life to exist on this earth. Would that be a correct assessment?
Yeah, under the standard column of air at sea level, we're looking at maximum of about 1/4 of an inch. And right now, because of the depletion that's been taking place over the last 40, 50 years, I would be surprised if it is 2 dimes worth right now. I think it's far less than 6 millimeters.
Given the readings we are getting, yes. I mean, I certainly agree. That's an assessment of what it would be if it was intact, which it certainly is not intact. The increase in UVC radiation that from readings you took from 2019 to 2020, there was a profound increase. Is that correct?
I started back in 2016.
All right, so we'll just listen. If y'all want to go, it's a very interesting 30-minute video. I'm gonna just stop it there, and we'll just continue with this. But man, this guy's he's basically said he feels so bad getting out of bed every single day and basically looking at this because it gets worse every single day. But what this is literally changing our genetics. That's what they're not telling you. This is changing our genetics, going back to what we were, going back to where we were. Okay, so I want to give David Woodcock a little brief explanation on explaining the dimensions. Okay, David Woodcock, I've spoke about him before. You guys know about David Woodcock if you follow my work. He is a high level whistleblower. He is controlled opposition, but he has a lot of information because he is controlled opposition. He basically has been taken over by the military industrial complex. The military industrial complex is a complex that is owned by beings outside of this dimension. Okay, outside of the spatial awareness. I'm not going to say who, but that's who owns the military industrial complex. So this pose right here is a satanic pose. It is a Freemason pose. Hand under the chin right here. You'll see plenty of celebrities or politicians doing this. So just to let you know, he is part of that. So, but he gets great information. So let's hear what he has to say.
The level of treatment that I've given of this law of one philosophy so far is extremely superficial.
And I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know if you guys have heard of Law of One. I'm gonna do a cover up on Law of One. But the Law of One is channeled material, but the channel material was done by the CIA as well. So the CIA basically was pretending to be, the CIA was pretending to be raw. And channeling information to these 3 individuals, and the people who were supposed to channel raw, who was pretending to be raw, also had admitted this as well. And I want to do a presentation on this. So yeah, but let's go.
And that really is not a lack of my ability as much as it is a lack of time and the depth and the complexity of this material.
No way. What's going on? No way. This is not. No, something just happened. No. Yeah, they're really trying to mess with me. Okay.
Law of one philosophy so far is extremely superficial, and that really is not a lack of my ability as much as it is a lack of time and the depth and complexity of this material. We are, as a planet, moving into what they call fourth density. It is a density of what they call unconditional love when it's on the positive side, and on the negative side, it's love of self. So you can have 4D positive, 4D negative. Some people are going 4D negative, like some of these top Illuminati people. But you really wouldn't want to do that, because when you get there,
again, like I said, you can't have positive and negative beings living on the same plane. When there is a critical mass reach of positive beings, the planet must split. And this is what's happening right now. A critical mass has achieved, and now Mother Gaia is doing literally what she's doing. Not even Mother Gaia, but Mother Universe herself, itself. I'm going to say itself, but we already know the creation is a divine feminine energy. But the universe itself is sending energy and saying this is enough, and we must separate, because we have reached the level of consciousness where we're able to take care of ourselves now through love. And this is what's happening right now. And this is why they must reach up with us and cause more fear within the planet, because as light increases, darkness has to increase. As darkness increases, light has to increase and match it. You know what I'm saying? And then to the point that they can't live on the same planet, and we must split. Literally, we must split. So this is what's happening. Let's continue.
if you're a new graduate, you're at the bottom of the totem pole, and everybody else is over you, and it's like being in the Hellraiser movies, as I've said before. Whereas the positive 4D, which is what the Earth is becoming, it's only in 3D, which is where we are now, that you can have openly negative and openly positive entities live on the same planet. As soon as you get above 3D, negative entities cannot live on a 4D positive planet or a 5D positive planet. So 4D is like the heart chakra, okay? Well, people say, what could be wrong with unconditional love? Well, there is a very big problem with unconditional love, and that is that it's not informed by wisdom, which is the fifth chakra. Unconditional love without wisdom is where a lot of people are right now. And they're having a lot of problems in marriages, in relationships, in jobs, in family interrelations with our government structure, because these people with these very open hearts can be very easily manipulated, taken advantage of by others. They don't have the strength of character to be able to just say no, to be able to just say, this is my life, this is my space, this is my body, you can't have it. And that's one of the things that's very difficult about being a public figure in spirituality, is that people see you as a public figure as their family, and they're almost like their property. And so people meet me and they just want to take me out to dinner, and they want to have these long conversations and tell me their life story. And when you're in a room with 500 people that are all trying to do that at the same time, which I've been in many circumstances, it's not pleasant. So the Earth is moving into a state that is more advanced. The law of one says it's 100 times more harmonious than living on the Earth right now. That's hard to imagine.
100.
But it's still only 4D. When you get up to 5D, that's when you really learn all the scientific stuff, the wisdom, which is honor. Actually, the honor principle is very important. Honor is the principle in which you are willing to sacrifice yourself for a greater cause, and in which you have a sense of duty, a sense of responsibility. Whereas a 4D person with a very open heart, you may have a very open heart, but you also may say, well, I just don't want to do that because it's not fun. I only want to do things that I enjoy. The principle of honor is a principle that says, I have a responsibility to do this. I might not like it, but it's my job, it's my responsibility, and I'm going to make sure that it gets done. So you have the two primal forces in the universe, love and light. Love is fourth density, light or wisdom is fifth density. The unity of love and light is sixth density, the brow chakra. That's the level that your higher self is at. That's the level that Ra is coming from.
Or your light body.
At that level, you have compassion and wisdom, compassionate wisdom, unity.
That's your dream body.
Oneness. And then after that, you have the seventh density, which is the level of what they call the guardians. These are the
So, hold on. Let's let him speak.
entities that actually advise groups like Ra. They watch over us when we go through this process where our planet shifts from one dimension to another, and make sure that nobody falls off to the wayside, that everybody gets where they need to go. So we're under enormous protection.
Okay, so you heard what he just said about the Guardians. Let's hold on. Let's
Which is the level of what they call the Guardians.
hold on.
Oneness. And then after that, you have the seventh density, which is the level of what they call the Guardians. These are the entities that actually advise groups like Ra. They watch over us when we go through this process where our planet shifts from one dimension to another, and make sure that nobody falls off to the wayside, that everybody gets where they need to go. So we're under enormous protection.
Okay, so those beings are called what you call celestials. Let's give you a brief description of what celestial is. If you guys have seen that movie Eternal, it's a movie. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you go see it. But let's take a look what celestial is. And here, Ashram is one of the celestials. Okay, so these are the
Our universe is a constant exchange of energy, an infinite cycle of creation and destruction. Celestials use energy gathered from close planets to create suns.
You see,
generating gravity, heat, and light for new galaxies to form. Without us, our universe will fall into darkness.
all right, as you can see, Saturn right here, with the Earth with the ring around it. So basically, what celestials are, you see what they were doing. They were creating galaxies. They're creating galaxies, and within galaxies, there are planets throughout the stars. Stars and planets throughout the galaxies, and this is where they go in and they go in and create the specific vessel that specific planet needs. You know what I'm saying? Because every planet has a different kind of vessel that needs that lives there and is the characteristic of that specific video game or that specific school. And they come in and create those suits, and then we're able to go into that school and basically learn the experiences needed. And what these are over time our suits have changed because the conditions of our environment has changed as well. So our suits have changed. Matter of fact, our colors have changed. As we know, we used to be pigments of green, different shades of green and blue, and then we became jet black, and then after jet black we started losing more pigment, becoming slight reddish, then copper, and now here, because of the poisoning of the environment. So then you have beings like Ashram, who creates the physical vessel, what they call the Anunnaki for this planet, and then we come in, we tap in, they break off a piece of their consciousness, and we basically go into these physical vessels to have this experience. But yeah, so I played this scene before. And this is basically, them saying that they're coming back to rain judgment upon this planet. So this would be equivalent to us. So right here, these beings right here.
What's wrong?
Well, as you can see, they made them white, but this is, so these would be equivalent to us right here. The Eternals would be us. Because again, we are Eternals. We don't die. We are infinite beings. And at one point in time, we will become celestials as well. But we already are this. We are just breaking piece of our consciousness off. That's literally what we're doing. We're just breaking piece of consciousness off in order to go experience other lives the lives on like Earth or wherever planet we choose to go to. Look at this. Celestial.
You have chosen to sacrifice a celestial for the people of this planet.
You hear that?
I will spare them, but your memories will show if they are worthy to live. And I will return for judgment.
Here's a red sun. That's the red sun right there, as you can see. So, what he said was very important because he said your memory will serve to see if they are worthy. So, why is this important? Because through the experiences that we have been living through Earth, we are going to basically come to the conclusion if we are going to let these beings become become a new race in this galaxy, basically become a new place, become a new race in this galaxy. So this is why the cleaning up process is happening right now. This is the cleaning process happening right now. So this is a celestial. I want to read a little bit about celestials right here. So it goes, celestials are fictional characters, right? Appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. They debuted in Bronze Age of comic books and have appeared in Marvel publications for 4 decades. Their mythology is that they are members of the first life forms created and by the original universe and have contributed to the creation of the multiverse present in Marvel. So they were the very first beings created by the infinite creator itself. Okay. They were the first beings. So that's why they're so huge. They are celestials, you know, they create planets and solar systems and galaxies and whatnot and universes. That these are the beings that creates it. Okay. And then they put seeders in there. You know what I'm saying? Again, you know, what color are seeds, y'all? You know, our seeds are brown and, you know what I'm saying, black colored. You know what I'm saying? These are us. We are called planet seeders. We go down and we see the planet with life. We create life on the planet, and then we just let life come into being, and then we experience life as we let life into being. Everything is it's so beautiful. So we are all these things, just experience ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We just create life to basically experience life itself, to see how life lives on that certain planet and whatnot. Oh, that gives me chills. You know, that gives me chills. It's just so amazing to be able to break that down and put that into perspective. So we create other suits within this planet, other animals within this planet, so we can experience what it's like to live life on this planet. And everything, all animals come with just like a firmware and a download to know what to do already. You know what I'm saying? To know what to do already. And then the most intelligent beings get free will. Let's see. Do I want to? Okay, the origin of celestials had long been known, with many species across the mainstream Marvel universe having only legends about their beginning, none of which had been validated until the so-called Eternity War, during which major revelations about the origin and nature of celestials revealed by a mysterious cosmic entity called Queen of Nevers. I've heard of that before. At the beginning of creation itself, countless billions of years ago, before the current cosmic order, creation was composed of a single sentient universe whose omnipotent intelligence was referred to as the first firmament. For countless ages, the first firmament was a sole being in creation until its loneliness became unbearable. So God, the infinite creator, created itself, realized what it was, and it wants to experience it doesn't know what it is. God doesn't know what it is, or the consciousness doesn't know what it is. So it created other versions of itself to experience other versions of itself because it can't see what it is. So it has to separate. It decided to create the first life in creation to give its companions as well as servants, an act that would later come to regret. These servants were cosmic beings of lesser order of power and were two kinds: black and multicolored humanoid servants. Okay, they created black and multicolored humanoid servants. The black servants dutifully obeyed and worshiped their creator. They even created their own servants and sought to preserve the simple order their creator had made complete and unchanging for all time. The first firmament named these loyal beings aspirants. You can't make this shit up. This is literally in your face, talking about fictional history, y'all. Talking about fictional history. Wow. Considered rebels by the first firmament. They wanted a dynamic, diverse, and continually evolving reality where beings lived, learned, reproduced, aged, and died in order to slowly improve themselves through evolution. Y'all hear this? Do you guys hear this? Doesn't that sound familiar to y'all? Doesn't that sound familiar? A fictional story. Damn, boy, it sounds like deja vu, doesn't it? This is like deja vu. This is deja vu. Through evolution, the rebels wanted this with the ultimate long-term goal of producing superior cosmic beings with the power to create universes of their own and for the universe to evolve with them as they advance towards the state. These were the beings which one day would be called themselves the lesser life forms, the celestials. So basically what it's telling you is we are gods in training. Literally, basically is what they're telling you. We are gods in training to become celestials and whatnot. But we are already all these beings. We are just, how can I say, we are, merging back to the consciousness of these beings. We're learning to grasp more intelligence, more knowledge, more consciousness, more awareness, more energy. You know what I'm saying? So this is what's happening to us right now. There was another part. Where's it at? I think it was this last part. Okay. Excuse me. Referred to as space gods. By the Eternals and the Deviants. The Celestial appear as silent, armored humanoids with an average height of 2,000 feet. They weigh an average of 260 tons, meaning they are far denser than air. They are capable of such feats, such as reducing the Asgardian construct known as a destroyer to a slag, moving planets at will, and creating and containing entire pocket universes. Regards theorized that celestial source of power was hyperspace itself, the source of all energy in the Marvel universe. Characters are almost invulnerable and have only been harmed in rare instances before instantly regenerating. The first murder of a celestial, which was also the first murder of the current multiverse, was carried out by the god of the abyss, Null, using the first necrosword. The first known assassination of a celestial was carried out by Apocalypse Twin, who used divinely enchanted axe Yarnborn to pierce celestial armor against the celestial gardener. Composed of Asgardian steel, Yarnborn was unable to perceive the celestial armored Apocalypse until Thor blessed the axe with his blood. The now lost hyper weapon Godkiller, a spaceborne humanoid robot which dwarfs the Celestials themselves, was claimed to have destroyed Celestials literally by the billions. Right here, the new Celestials may be born by consuming the mass of the Black Galaxy, a place made out of pure biological and organic matter, Black Galaxy, or with planets which were implanted by celestial eggs, embryos at the core, and after millions of years, they would be born and consume the planet, similar to celestials of Earth X. However, there are many other ways of celestials to be born, as witnessed by the celestial Madonna, who was carrying an infant celestial. The celestials have an immune system consisting of armored behemoths, jellyfish-like antibodies, and swarm creatures with wings and tentacles, which can blast from their eyes. The celestials are all telepathically linked to one another, no matter the distance. There was another part. Where is it at? But yeah, this is very interesting, y'all. Very interesting. So, all right. So that's Celestials. Erisham the Judge, fictional character. This is the guy that appeared towards the end of the movie. Erisham arrived on Earth with the 4 celestial hosts. During this time, he was first sighted by human beings as he began his 50 year of judgment on Earth. Very interesting enough, y'all. Look at this. The 50-year judgment on Earth. The 50-year judgment, y'all, is ending here in September 2024. The portal that just opened up on June 24th, 22, which is a 666 portal, June 24th, 2022. That 666 portal. It opened up the portal for this new energy to come in right now. That's why all this destruction is going on right now, y'all. That's why the destruction is going on. So that marked a 50-year point of where it's the 50-year anniversary of the planets aligning. Remember, everybody was talking about the planets aligning, or it's going to be a big thing. So this marked the 50-year anniversary of the planets aligning. So this is literally when the energy of the red sun is coming in right now. What's it called? Yeah, hold on. Give me so all the stuff introduced in the last story, the character God butchers, etc. Even show celestials at one point. See, I haven't seen Thor, but look, yeah, they're literally talking about all this stuff. I have not seen Thor, but yes. Hey, we need to get to your Patreon and not worry about kicking you off a banner. You also do so every once in a while your work is by it. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, so please support the Patreon if you're not on it. You know what I'm saying? It's only $6 to get started. Show what you get. You know what I'm saying? I don't charge any. I mean, I just do it because I love to do what I do. But please support the Patreon. Please support the Patreon. And I'm going to post my work on there. I've just been so busy, y'all. I don't stop with this research. I just like to post information, post knowledge. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? What's going on, bro? What's going on, y'all? But yeah, please support the Patreon. Let's continue with this, y'all. Erisham led the 4th host on the planet called Pangaea, which he judged unworthy of life. With fellow celestial exitar, he began the purification process and transformed Pangaea into a virtual paradise. Erisham arrived to judge a distant planet on which X Factor had been lost for some time. Erisham was attacked by the combined power of the chosen, rejects, and oh man. Okay, so like other celestials, Erisham is a total enigma. The level of whose physical powers is unknown, probably immeasurable. Okay, so I want to get y'all know what celestials are. Y'all know what celestials are now and how powerful they are. You know, they create galaxies, universes, all these type of things, and they put people like us in there to see the planet and create that. Let's continue, y'all.
The Guardians, what they do basically is they reach a point where they say the looking backward is finished. And what that means is they've reviewed their whole soul history, all the past lives they've ever had, and they gain all the knowledge there is to know. They become fully enlightened. At that point, they gain what's called spiritual mass. This is all Law of One philosophy now, which becomes like gravity, and you actually begin collapsing into oneness, which means by the time you're at a 7th density level, it's almost like you are a star, like whole star is your being now, or even a whole galaxy potentially is your being. And these entities eventually collide back into oneness. Galaxies eventually implode on themselves, and that's not just something that you're seeing out in space as a star or a galaxy collapsing. It's actually an entity that has finished its curriculum of evolution and is regaining its unity with the oneness. After the seventh density, you go into the mystery of what's called intelligent infinity, which is oneness, the true oneness, in which you have no memory, no identity, no sense of past, present, or future, simply allness and foreverness. And that freaks a lot of people out. They say, well, I don't want to ever lose my personality. I don't want to lose anything. It's not losing anything, it's gaining. It's gaining back who you really are, because you're not separate from this universe. You are the universe. That's the really important message of the law of one is everybody suffers and goes through their drug addictions and their shopaholic, workaholic, rageaholic, driving too fast. All of these addictive behaviors, all these mind melds that we get into with negative energy are all a function of like feeling separated from God or from the Creator, as if we've been abandoned, left alone, isolated here. You reach a point in your cosmic evolution where God is not something out there that you're saying, oh, there it is. It's within. So how could you be a messiah on a planet? How could anybody be? Because that implies that it's somebody else, right? It's not somebody else, it's you. You are the Christ consciousness. And the second coming of Christ, as Casey described it, Edgar Casey, is something that's happening in a lot of people. So it would be inappropriate in the extreme for me to claim any type of uniqueness or special ability or rank that's higher than other people.
And I mean, if y'all didn't know, the Christ consciousness comes with the word Krishna. When you look at the etymological word of the word Krishna, it means black one, the anointed one, the black one, darkness. So this is another one by talking about, obtaining black mass, becoming a dark black hole and obtaining black mass. So you're basically becoming another source of information, attaining more knowledge through the experiences of the 3D collapsing. So you'll garner all the knowledge that people in the third dimension has. This is what's happening right now at this moment. This is what's happening right now. So it's like the internet coming together and learning everything that everybody on the internet knows.
So we are moving out of that hierarchical thing, and that is definitely part of what this fourth density consciousness is about.
Okay, so to bring you back to today and where we are here on this planet at this time, that's a journey some of us are going through as individuals all the time on the surface of the earth. Some people have come from other densities who have already graduated to certain degrees of that. And then the earth itself is going through that, okay, as an entity. You bring it back to here and now, and you're dealing with sort of the opposites that exist on the planet here, the good, the evil, you've got ETs that are coming across as positive and might have a negative intention.
Absolutely.
You've got ETs that are coming across as negative and may actually facilitate a positive reaction
in certain circumstances,
us.
Yes.
And then you've got ETs that are coming from the fifth, from the love, the unity of love and wisdom. And
Right.
Some of these are visible to us because in a sense, there's also sort of a piercing of the veil happening.
First of all, you raised one interesting point that I want to comment on first, and that is that only beings in fourth and fifth density require UFOs to travel. When you get up to the sixth density level, you are now the equivalent of a whole planet worth of people like us. It's fused into one mind. And that becomes such a powerful entity that it will just think itself anywhere in the universe it wants to go, and it's there. It does not require a ship to travel.
Now, didn't you just see what Esherim did, huh? Didn't you just see what Esherim did, right? He just appeared in the background, right? He appeared in the background and had her come to him, because he could just do that. He don't need a spaceship, huh? When you're that powerful, when you are a god, huh? What's a spaceship to a god, huh? He's like, what space? What are you talking about? What? I am God. I'm the universe itself. So he just manifested and had her come to her, pulled her. That boy said, get over here. Say, get over here. Okay, let's continue, y'all. Let's continue.
Travel. UFOs are actually something that these ETs generally are creating with their own consciousness. They manifest it based on kind of like blueprints that they can download. The internet is a very apt metaphor of what shared consciousness is like. We are moving into, when we move into the fourth density on Earth, we will have superhero powers. By comparison to where we are now, you will be able to levitate yourself. You'll be able to.
Let's pause it right there. Yeah, you're right, Goddess. Like to comprehend, and you can't even comprehend it yet. I want you guys to understand that. As much as you can try to comprehend it, you cannot comprehend it yet, because the 3D mind cannot. It doesn't allow you to access that type of. Pardon me. It doesn't allow you to access that kind of that knowledge, you know what I'm saying? So you're only your mind is finite, you know, it's only capable of ascertaining some type of information, but unless you able to experience it, you're not able to download like the whole you're not able to download the information of it, you know, the biomechanics of it, you know, what makes it like how you're connected to it, you know, the feeling of it, you know what I'm saying? If you're not able to experience it, you can't get it. You can't get it all. You have to experience it in order to know it. It's kind of like when if I'm telling you a story, something very mystical, very spiritual happened to me, you don't know what it's like because you haven't felt it. You know what I'm saying? You haven't felt it. So until you felt it and you went through to experience it, you can't know anything about it. So
Instantly manifest objects with your thought. You'll be able to travel through time, travel through space. You'll be able to provide for instantaneous healing, and there is telepathic communication. So there are no secrets anymore. Everyone's consciousness is unified. You can't hide anything from other people. That's a very profound, discontinuous shift from where we are now.
That leads into where ETs are at this moment, because they do have at least telepathic abilities, most of them,
right?
That are far advanced of most Earthlings. You know,
absolutely, absolutely.
Now you know why this you know we're in this position, because these guys can have they have a one up on us. Not only do they have psychic abilities where they're able to be, I mean, why not only are they telepathic with each other, but they have kinetic abilities as well.
Correct.
So that leads
manipulate frequencies
leaves us at a disadvantage depending on what their agendas are. So maybe you could talk about that.
We are experiencing the Battle of Armageddon on this planet. It is not something that occurs in the future. The law of one philosophy is just one philosophy, which is based on what we call ageless wisdom or esoteric wisdom. And I'm not trying to say that this material is the only material that's any good. However, it is a fact, to my understanding, that most channeling that you see out there on the internet now, or in books for that matter, most of it is highly distorted. And the reason why is that there is a battle of Armageddon going on. It is not something that occurs right at the end of the age in the last few years before 2012. It's actually been occurring for thousands of years. And it's a battle between good ETs and bad ETs is one way to say it, even though good and bad is a very relative subjective term. When we say good, we mean entities that are service to others oriented, meaning that their purpose is to help, to love, to create a unifying of people together in love. Entities on the service to self path believe that they are helping, believe that they are creating spiritual evolution, but they do it by interfering with you, by making you uncomfortable, making you unhappy, colliding with your free will. And they will try to invade a planet and conquer a planet. But they can't do that unless they have the desire of those planets' inhabitants to be conquered. That's a very important point. They have to have the free will mandate. The people have to say, yes, we want to be enslaved. We want to be taken over. That's why they can't just sweep into a planet and invade and take over. Now, the beings that are above fifth density, like in sixth density, you have the unifying of service to self and service to others. Negative and positive are the same. They come together. And some people get really freaked out when we say that. But it's true. There is a level at which the Creator uses the negative path and the positive path to promote evolution. One of the really great tenets of law of one philosophy is what happened at the dawn of creation. There was only the positive path. Every being knew that it was one with God, knew that it was one with the Creator. There was no sense of separation. And as a result, nobody was growing, nobody was evolving. It was very stale, very boring. People were spending thousands and thousands and thousands of years in third density, which is where we are now, without ever graduating, because nobody needed to help each other, and that's the whole point. Changes on the Earth that we're seeing now, all the upheavals with the honeybee collapse, and then with the SARS virus, and with the Earth changes and the solar system changes, and the government conspiracies and corruption, and the fossil fuels dwindling, and the gas prices are going up, and the economic collapse, and all these things that are happening are designed to sort of make us uncomfortable, so that we draw together and that we find a way to connect with each other and become more at peace as a society. And we start seeing how the path of separation and pulling each other apart doesn't work anymore, that we have to come together as a unified consciousness. So when you're dealing with evolution in the universe, it was very early in our creation that one of the galaxies represent the primordial creators. They basically set up a whole system of evolution of 22 archetypes, 22 basic experiences that every person on every planet will go through in that galaxy.
So what that basically means is we have one of the celestials is basically the creator of our galaxy. So basically, I guess that's Ereshkigal for our galaxy. He's a celestial for our galaxy. He created our galaxy, so he's responsible for our galaxy. He gets to decide if our galaxy lives or dies or not. You know what I'm saying? That's what he means by that. So we'll continue with this. That's good enough for that. You guys get it? You know what I'm saying? Kind of reminds me of the movie Chaos, walking all out there. Thoughts were visible. I never seen that movie. That's an interesting. That sounds very interesting, actually. But hopefully you guys get it now. So now, as you can see, Ereshkigal is over here. You know what I'm saying, doing his thing, showing off his power. So now this is the story of the Blue Kachina. Okay, and if y'all don't know about the story of the Blue Kachina, we're gonna do a little bit. It's on Hulu. Bet I'll check it out. Okay. Let's read this. The story of the Blue Kachina is a very old story. Very old. I have been aware of the story of the Blue Kachina since I was very young. I was told this story by my grandfather, who are now between 80 and 108 years of age. Frank Walters also wrote about Sasquatch, the Blue Star Kachina, in the Book of the Hopi. The story came from the grandfather Dan, oldest Hopi. It was told to me that the first Blue Kachina would start to be seen at the dances and would make appearance known to the children in the plaza during the night dance. This event would tell us that the end times are very near. Then the Blue Star Kachina would physically appear in our heavens, which would mean that we were in the end times. We have a lot of people showing the Blue Kachina out right now. Kali Amun-Ra is one of them. I've shown it. I've shown it as well on my TikTok, and as well as on my on Instagram as well. But there's definitely something behind the sun, to the right of the sun. Right here, it was told to me that the first Blue Kachina would start to be seen at the dance, and it would make its appearance known to the children in the plaza during the night dance. This event would tell us that the end times are very near. And then the Blue Kachina would physically appear. In the final days, we will look up into our heavens and we will witness the return of the two brothers who helped create this world in the birthing time. Pogahanoya is the guardian of our north, and his brother Polangahoya is the guardian of the South Pole. In the final days, the Blue Star Kachina will come to be with his nephews, and they will return to the earth to its natural rotation, which is counterclockwise. So they are coming back to fix Earth. This fact is evidence in many petroglyphs that speak of zodiac and within the Mayan and Egyptian pyramids. The rotation of the earth has been manipulated by not so benevolent star beings. The twins will be seen in our northwestern skies. They will come to visit to see who still remember the original teachings, flying in the Potavotas or flying shields. They will bring many of their star family with them in the final days. Now, what is going on? Haven't y'all seen that movie? Nope. Haven't they been showing y'all that movie? Nope. And if you look at the sky lately, y'all, the sky has changed drastically. The skies have changed drastically. There are way more puffier clouds in the sky right now. Them making the movie Nope about is just telling you what's going on in the first place. And at the same time, making movies up like Don't Look Up and Moonfall and whatnot. They're literally telling you to stay to the sky. Yo, what's going on, Blue? How you doing? Good, great to see you. Great to see you, got it. So them making those movies literally telling you. So in the final days, they will be flying in their Potavatos, you know what I'm saying? They're flying shields. So, and people are recording, people are recording them everywhere. So they're literally everywhere. They will bring many of their star family with them in the final days. So we will get to see our family, y'all. Our family is coming to see us. Our star family is here. They are watching. They are making sure everything goes the way that it is supposed to go. They are making sure everything goes the way it is supposed to go. The return of the Blue Star Kachina, who is also known as Nangan Shoho, will be the alarm clock that tells us of the new day and new way of life, a new world that is coming. This is where the changes will begin. This will start fires that burn within us, because the fires that's burning within us through the Kundalini energy rising also has to expel from the outside. This also has to be within the outside as well. That's why all those fires are going on in Europe, all those fires going on in California. You know what I'm saying? All these places are burning it right now, not to mention the heat wave, because this is literally rising our Kundalini energy from within. So as within, so without, as above, so below. So we are entering a plasma cloud as a galaxy, and this is literally changing all of us, the Kundalini energy right now. So that's why it has to show from the on the outside world as well. So very interesting, y'all. Everything is connected. And we will burn up with desires and conflict if we do not remember the original teachings and return to the peaceful way of life. Not far behind the twins will come the purifier, the Rekachina, who will bring the day of purification. On this day, the earth, her creatures, and all life will know it will change forever. There will be messengers that will precede this coming of the purifier. They will leave messages to those on earth who remember their old ways. That's happening right now, y'all. A lot of us are coming together and telling us reminding each other what we're doing, what we need to be doing, working on ourselves, our shadow aspects of ourselves, learning to love ourselves so we can learn to love each other, because we all know we are one. You know what I'm saying? We all know that we are one each other. So this is what we need to work on towards. And it starts with yourself. It starts with yourself. Just like Michael Jackson said, start with a man or woman in the mirror. The messages will be found written in the living stone, through the sacred grains, and even in the waters. Crop circles have been found in ice. There has been a lot of crop circles lately. The purifier will issue forth a great red light. All things will change in their manner of being. Every living thing will be offered the opportunity to change from the largest to the smallest thing. So it will be your chance. You feel this. This is what's happening right now, y'all. You feel like you need to do right. This is what's happening right now. Here we go. Those who return to the ways given to us in the original teaching and living a natural way of life will not be touched by the coming of the purifier. They will survive and build a new world. Only in the ancient teachings will the ability to understand the message will be found. It is important to understand that the message will be found upon every living thing, even within our bodies. Why? Because we have it within our DNA. It's encoded within our DNA. We know what to do. When you are put in a position where you are confused, to go to work in order to make a living, to pay bills, to go pay for water, to pay for food, things that are natural, things that are supposed to be natural. When you are confused, that this literally takes it out of your DNA. So you basically get complacent. You stay stuck to the system because now you see everyone as part of the system, and it makes it hard for system breakers to break the system because everybody is very complacent in the system and they're stuck. They don't want to get out of the system because they see it as being comfortable. Okay. So we got to get out of this mindset. And this is what this light is bringing more awareness to the situation. They will survive and build a new world only in the ancient teachings with the ability to understand what message to be found. It's important to understand that these messages will be found on every living thing within our bodies, even with a drop of our blood. So we know what to do. All life forms will receive the messages from the twins. Those that fly, the plants, even the rabbits. So the twins, again, red and blue kachina. This is masculine and feminine energy. Masculine and feminine energy. There's a balance of masculine and feminine energy that's coming within our bodies right now, through the Kundalini energy that's rising. It's causing the heat to rise up throughout the whole galaxy. The appearance of the twins begins a period of 7 years, will be our final opportunity to change our ways. Everything we experience is a matter of choice. Many will appear to have lost their souls in these final days. People are going crazy. So intense will the nature of the changes be that those who are weak in spiritual awareness will go insane. For we are nothing without spirit. They will disappear, for they are just hollow vessels for anything to use. What's happening? I've showed y'all what's happening before in the last vibe, in the last lie. That's probably why they took it down, showing people going through what's called wow. Combustion, spontaneous combustion. I apologize, y'all. I just lost that. Spontaneous combustion, with the Kundalini energy rising. If you are not of the sun, and I showed everybody who was going through spontaneous combustion, no melanin. So if you are not part of the sun and the sun is, shining upon you, letting in more light, and your chakras are blocked, what do you think is going to happen? And this is what spontaneous combustion is about. Energy that's being released into the body through the Kundalini energy, and if your body cannot take it, boof, that's a spontaneous, that's a combustion, that's an internal combustion, that is a supernova going on right there. That's a supernova going from within. So you can see why smoke was leaking out of people's eyes and blood as well. I'm not going to show it here because, again, I believe that's probably why one of the reasons why they took my YouTube channel down, because I was exposing that information. But yeah, so now spontaneous combustion is all about. The Kundalini energy is rising within you, so you got to learn to work with it, y'all. Okay, so let's see. Many will appear to have lost their souls in these final days. So intense will the nature of the changes be, so that who are weak in spirit. Okay, I read that. Only those who return to the values of the old way will be able to find peace of mind. For in the earth we shall find relief from the madness that will all around us. Let me read that again. For in the earth we shall find relief from the madness that will be all around us. So when the madness is going on, y'all, get back to the earth. Get back to the earth. Get back to nature. You're going to want to be outside because nature's going to know what to do. You're going to be connected. Again, let me read that again. For when things start going crazy, for in the earth we shall find relief from when the madness that will be all around us. It will get crazy. It will be a very hard time for women with children, for they will be shunned, and many of the children in these times will be unnatural. Hold on.
Check out this new concept. This concept of conceiving kids. Now the mother will no longer have to carry the kid for 9 months. Now it can be raised in a bag.
I got you, Blue.
How convenient.
Please remind
Mothers
me.
will no longer have to sacrifice their time and, most importantly, their bodies.
Look at this shit.
Does this sound like something you would be interested in?
Look at this shit.
I would love to tell you this is a new concept. But if you know anything about human cloning, you would know they've been doing this for quite a long time. Only now is it finding its way to consumers.
So this is already available. This is already available.
In the comments, Unanswered Universe.
This is already available. This shit's already
Hello
available.
everyone. As you can see by the title, I really do believe lab-grown babies are the future. And here's why. Number one,
Number
we
one.
can genetically engineer babies to be immunized by diseases and remove bad genetic disorders. Number two, we can design our babies with their genes that gives them a better IQ.
So you see, again, you see why this planet must be cleaned, because we have other people here playing God. That's what it is. This is so real that they even have they successfully made the first artificial grown sheep, or baby sheep. The first artificial grown baby sheep. Look at this shit. Come on, y'all. Don't do this to me. Yo. Ah. Wow.
Dr. Emily Partridge
There we
is a
go.
co-inventor of that womb-like device and joins us now from our studio in Toronto. Thanks for joining us today. That's a pleasure. Quite an amazing accomplishment here. Tell me, when you were thinking about this initially what the was.
Well, you know, as a physician training in Toronto, I spent a lot of time in neonatal intensive care units seeing the consequences of extreme prematurity. It is an incredibly frustrating problem clinically because of how limited we are in terms of what we can do to support
Look at this
at the
shit.
present time. So really, from the time of my earliest stages of medical training, I started looking into this technology. And when the opportunity came to go to CHOP, which is a center of excellence for fetal surgery, I pitched this idea really with the belief that this offered an unprecedented opportunity to improve what we can do for these babies.
Let's talk about what you can do, because right now a baby born premature would go, I guess, into an incubator. What would be different about this? I'm going to call it a bio bag, but it's an artificial womb.
That's correct.
Artificial womb.
Infants that
So
are at the cusp of viability are faced with a lot of problems.
what is going on right now? So I want you guys to know this, y'all. I want you guys to know this. I don't want you to think that, dang, how can I say this AI thing, right? This AI thing. I want you to know this always existed. Always existed. In fact, that's why we're in here in the first place, because of this AI. It created this, this AI world in order for us to experience this, to trap the gods and goddesses, because, we created it. We created it. So don't think that it never existed. This AI technology thing that's everybody's coming out speaking of it now and whatnot, it's just always been on the quiet side of things. Now the world is changing. It has to basically expose itself. It has to expose itself. And that's why people are finding out this is a matrix and whatnot, because it literally has to expose it. So that's it on this. Let me see. There was another one, but I don't think I need to go into that. Let me see. Nah, because it speaks another language, and it talks about the whole bio bag of the sheep as well. So we won't need to go into that. Hold on. We won't need to go into that. Okay. But I had they also show you this in Altered Carbon. If y'all ever seen Altered Carbon, they've been doing this shit. So this is what they do, y'all. This is let me show you this little trailer. Whenever they want to create a job, right? Whenever they want something done, they create these, super soldiers. They create these super soldiers. Y'all, you can make this up, man. I don't know. They are literally messing with me, y'all. This has never happened. This has never happened to me before. Every video. So they create super soldiers, and what they do is they create new bodies out of super soldiers, and what they do is they'll basically download a consciousness of a so-called like a assassin or serial killer, and put it put that consciousness into this carbon suit and go out and job. This is what happens with a lot of these so-called things what's going on that involves pew pew, you know what I'm saying. this this new language is a shit, y'all know what I'm talking about. So whenever you see like peons happening at schools and churches and supermarkets and whatnot, just know these people are suits that basically they download consciousness into them and to go act out a job. That's why a lot of them look so blank. They look dead. They have no soul because they are soulless artificial clones, artificial beings. So that's exactly what it is. So let's so there she is. Let's watch this right quick.
Your body is not who you are. You shed it like a snake sheds its skin. You transfer the human consciousness between bodies to live eternal life.
Hey, hold on. You hear that shit? Did y'all hear that shit? To live eternal life. Did y'all hear that shit? Now, do you understand? Have y'all seen that video with what's his name, Orlando Brown? Have all y'all seen that video with Orlando Brown where he explains that? Let me see if I can find that. If y'all seen that video, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, y'all seen it, so I don't need to play it. So y'all know what I'm talking about. The most recent one where he's talking about how I know y'all seen it because it was a talk of town. It was like literally the talk of town. It was everybody was posting that video. Everybody was posting that video. Yes. So again, this is why. So when they show you this stuff in also Black Mirror, how they're uploading consciousness into like a disc and whatnot, that's what they do. That's what they do with a lot of these, these people who run the world. They just, they're their boss. They're clones with artificial intelligent people, like, into them, inserted into them, and they go out and create things. You have multiple people playing multiple positions as well. So they're literally telling you this shit right in your face.
How long have I been down? 250 years.
No cap.
Property of Bancroft Industries. You've been provided with this body, which came equipped with military-grade neurochem and combat muscle memory.
Mr. Kovac, I didn't ask you to bring me back into this world.
All I ask of you is that you solve a murder.
Whose?
Mine.
This is the beginning.
Whoever murdered him must be found, or we're all in danger.
I'm gonna need access that you don't want to give. And I'm gonna find answers that you may only think you want.
Friends, enemies, people with opportunity and motive.
You can't trust anybody.
If you don't solve this quickly enough, I'll erase you.
Till the end.
I thought you'd be bigger. They made me bring all this back up.
It's rude.
There's more here than you're willing to see. The mystery needs to be solved.
Altered carbon. Huh? It's even in the name. This shit's even in the name. It's even in the name, altered carbon. Now, if you look at the insignia, or the sigils right here, symbolism right here, you have the square, Pandora's box, or what you call Metatron's cube. You know what I'm saying? the life force trapping you within the carbon suit, artificial, or also known as artificial intelligence. It's in the name. And then you have right here, because they said you can live infinitely right here. You have the 8, which is the infinite sign right here. I'm just decoding it as it goes. And then altered carbon. Right here, y'all. Let's go. All right. So right here, showing this shit right in your face, right? Yeah. Infinity symbol right there. Telling you that you can be not again. This is why, these so-called, celebrities are telling you about the metaverse. They're telling you about the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're telling you. That's what it's all about. But y'all listen to this. This is interesting, very informative little, how many minute, 10-minute, 11-minute video. Just listen to this, y'all. Okay. And we gonna continue with this shit. But we got a good show for y'all. I just want you to know we got a good show.
You have no idea how many. You have no idea what's coming. We smell Christian blood. We are waiting for our day. And when the call is given, millions of us will be released. And they looked at me and said, you believe in revivals and you believe in Pentecost and the power of God. You believe in all that. We believe in the Black Awakening.
The Black Awakening.
So I look at you or I look here?
It's up to you.
Okay.
So, all right. What is the Black Awakening?
It's related to the Red Horse prophecy in Revelation. It's related to 2 Thessalonians 2 when it says, about the day of the Lord.
See, the Red Horse prophecy, right? And if you guys remember a few weeks ago, I showed y'all, about Beyonce on the red horse, and then how she went from the red horse to the black horse with the plasma all over her, basically saying that how the ascension of us through plasma energy, and the red horse is this struggle that we have to go through right now. It's this warfare that we have to go through right now. But essentially, the silver lining at the end. Like we graduate regardless. But let's listen to this dude. This is important information that you must know.
The Perusia, that day will not occur until the apocalypse of the Antichrist and the apostasia, the word rebellion or revolt. That's all really defined in the prophecy of the red horse. But here's where the term came from and why I used it purposely. When I started dealing with ritually abused individuals, we dealt with military-oriented, highly trained, programmed shooters and assassins inside of them. When we began to deal with them, I dealt with someone from Fort Bragg for quite a while and a few others. We're sitting at a lake, Conneaut Lake. They reached over, ripped over my shirt to see if I was wired, if I was wiring and recording them. And they were the most sophisticated satanic warrior type person. They knew 5-6 languages. They knew the ancient twilight languages. They knew how to conjure. They knew how to use Belteshazzar, Okwam, all these old Pictish languages of the Druids to summon. They are the real Luciferian. They've been through many human sacrificial things. So they sat there to tell me some of those things, what they've been involved with, how they sacrifice a human. I'm listening to all this stuff from them. And then they said to me, you have no idea, Russ, how many of us there are out there. How many satanic, they use the term chosen ones. You have no idea how many. You have no idea what's coming. We smell Christian blood. We are waiting for our day. And when the call is given, millions of us will be released. And they looked at me and said, you believe in revivals and you believe in Pentecost and the power of God. You believe in all that. We believe in the Black Awakening, a multi-continental release of power to activate the program demonized, where they've weaponized the demonic powers to these super soldiers.
Are they waiting for a specific time to unleash their power?
Yeah, they are, because they have to do it at the moment the Antichrist is, like you read in 2 Thessalonians 2, that it's caught to echo, the restrainer is holding back the apocalypse of the Antichrist, the unveiling in his movement. So right now he's held restrained. As soon as he who restrains is removed, As soon as that occurs, we have White Horse, the release of
Again, the white horse, right on that movie Nope. They showed you that. I showed you that as well. I do believe I wasn't Beyonce on a white horse as well. I don't remember. I think she was on a white horse, but nonetheless, the white horse is in the movie Nope as well. So that's basically telling you these are the horses that are getting loose. You know, the horses of the apocalypse. They're getting loose. Also, yes, Goddess said yes. So yes, indeed. And so literally telling you this is literally showing you the end of it all, y'all. Beginning of the end, I would say. We are in the beginning stages of the end. So just like there are beings under the Euphrates River and whatnot, and the Euphrates River is drying out. And once the Euphrates River is drying out, these beings will be able to come out at an exponentially rate. This river is drying out. These beings will be able to come out, and this is where war will basically be, ensued on the planet. So once they get activated, us too, basically, what's gonna happen?
the Antichrist. Instantly, we have the release of the red. It says the whole earth. Arraign, a piece is taken from the whole earth, and all of a sudden, it doesn't give the details, but all of a sudden, on a global scale, people are released to begin to, and the Greek word is sphadzo, slaughter, begin to slaughter people. It's used of animal ritual butchery to begin to slaughter individuals. That's exactly how they defined it to me back in the 90s. And we've heard this again and again and again. So that scenario fits the Masonic version of Chaos Before a New Order. It fits Father Meridon from the Cathedral of the Black Goat, his book, The Devil's Bible. It fits that scenario too. So some of the oldest, darkest occultists, the idea of chaos first, a collapsing of everything so that a new order can rise.
Chaos out of order, and this is what all this energy is about right now. This is chaos energy coming into being. Chaos energy is mother energy coming to basically clear this parasites. And before these parasites let loose and let go and be removed from this planet, they will take any and everything with them. So they will basically let these entities loose on the planet to basically cause as much bloodshed as possible in order to take as much fear energy with them as possible. So that's what's going on right now.
That's all by design. And we've been given the heads up in prophecy, but all prophecy has boots on the ground. It'll all, eventually happen. So I do believe that millions and millions of these trained, programmed, altered, demonized super soldiers, whether we want to say it or not, they believe they're being raised to help bring the Antichrist in. When I was in England just a few months ago, their top guy that deals with SRA, Wilfred Wong, 25 years. So first time I meet him, I pull him aside and I said, "Listen, you've been doing this 25 years, yeah?" I said, "You know all about programming and demons, all that?" "Yes." I said, I looked right at him and I said, "Wilfred, why are they here in England?" Instantly, he said, "They're here to collapse our government. They're here to help bring in and usher in the Antichrist and a new order."
Let's get it.
He already knew. That's true in Germany when we were in Germany. When we went to Wadelsburg Castle, that's true in Poland when we went there. That's true in Switzerland. It's true in Canada. So when we talk about our research in 38 years worldwide, there may be well over 100 million generations of them. And if even half, or even if 10% were intact, like say the United States, remember the shooter in Vegas? Look what he did. Look what that guy did. Okay, notice what would happen if 10,000 of them, or like Colorado Holmes, or like Jared in Arizona, what if 10,000 of them were released in 1 week?
Think about that.
That's their plot plan.
Think about that.
Biblical prophecies ahead of that to say, here is what is going to happen, and from that, a global monetary collapse, and from that's all that chaos is coming. So Revelation 13, a whole new order with the Antichrist can come.
Scary stuff.
Yeah.
It's scary for the world.
Yeah, for us, yeah.
We know no matter what. Yeah.
Bolden with the Holy Spirit. Yeah. So next question. This is a two-part question. First part, does SRA exist? And if so, how prevalent is it in society today?
Yeah, satanic ritual abuse, and I could say it this way: it not only exists. Satanic ritual abuse is inseparably connected to multiple personality disorder. All of society knows since the late 70s, and even DSM-3, DSM-4, those are the diagnostic manuals for psychology. They all know that all of a sudden, multiplicity started showing up everywhere. They call it DID now. So the secular world, they're registering, millions coming in for diagnosis on that. Now, they don't know how to handle the satanic side. So I'm going to tell you just straight out, after 38 years of dealing with it, not only is SRA real here in the United States, that there are millions of victims by design, that there's now generations of them. We deal with 65 and 70-year-olds. They're the first generation. Then we go to 40-year-olds and 20-year-olds. I got 8-year-olds and 12-year-olds we're dealing with. Because if you don't stop this somewhere, they do it to the next generation. That's by design. That's the way it's supposed to be for them.
You hear that?
So, but it occurs in selection. It's generational. It causes you to, and simply to say that they bring a lot of trauma to the child to cause split in personality, so that they can demonize and or begin to program. You're going to be a witch. You're going to be a conjurer. You're going to be a program shooter. All kinds of these things happen, and
So, in a sense, this is why a lot of celebrities have, alter egos. You know what I'm saying? And this is also what they were showing you in that movie Split. If you haven't seen that movie Split, that's why that movie targeted children, because they do it to them when they're young. When children are young, they do it to them when they're young, and they can have multiple personalities, so multiple entities can live in that body. So now when you see like people like Kanye West going crazy, going out and being quiet at one point in time, and these are other entities living inside of them, specifically children, especially children that were in the industry since they were young.
And then they're raised in that system, and they're raised to keep all of that hidden down and just have kind of little Joey up or little Sally up. And they may not know until they're 15, 16. They may not know what's inside them till later on. But millions have already showed up at psych wards all across America since the late 70s to this day. We look at a child and automatically we're going to protect them, save them, guard them, whatever it takes. They look at a child, they'd eat it alive, they'd destroy it, they'd torture it. You got to remember that's their nature. And so if they can show more of their nature to a defenseless child, They love that. That's why some rituals are called demon revels or satanic revels. The younger the child, here's exactly what dark undergrounders have said to me. The younger, the better. And we never kill them right away. We prolong the torture. Why? Because we.
So let me interject right quick. So now you can understand why you see people like how can I say this? The person who runs the country right now. You can understand why when you see videos of him talking to the younger crowd, how enticed he is by this, how he gets aroused, because he can be his true self with them because he has nothing to hide. You get what I'm saying? He has nothing to hide, and it's just pure. It's just disgusting.
We have to raise the energies, the terror, the fear, and then little by little letting some blood out, because blood is and all that torment. It's like, think in terms of rats and garbage. Smelly old garbage draws the rats. A ritual with all that torture, with all that pain, ultimately prescribed by the demons in the first place, it draws them. And once they begin to open the blood gate, that's what they attach to in the context ritual. Then when a child or a human is killed, that's when the demons are released to the practitioners. So it's all about their unsatiable hatred of God, anything they can do to harm humanity, harm innocence as an attack on God in a sense. There's no question. in their nature, they don't shed a tear. They don't.
And that's why in the Bible it says, "Let the children come unto me," and that's why they love children. Also, why Santa Claus loves children. You know what I'm saying? It's all about children. It's literally all about the children.
Don't have any mercy.
That is the closest to God.
So they'll harm, and they love that as part of the entrance to come into this side. Here's the other side. We've been to Canada, Scotland, Geneva, Switzerland, Germany, Poland. They're all over there. We just got back from Scotland, UK, and we met one of the guys there, one of the leaders in the whole nation on the subject, and same issue. It stems from the original Nazis creating a master race. Wherever the Nazis went in the early 50s, rat lines all around the planet, wherever you see them going to escape, then you see the rise of SRA.
You hear that?
So we need to rename this. SRA that's the tools to hammer this in and to augment these people and to bring the demonization and to create them. But really, it is part of the master race development that started back in the late 30s. And Himmler's goal was to create 200 million of them. That was his stated goal.
All right. That was a very interesting thing. So as you see, he's talking about these, these super soldiers, they're coming out and whatnot. And hold on. I wanted to show you guys this. Hold on. Let me see right quick, y'all. Oh, we didn't even finish this. But what I wanted to show with this is NASA. Hold on. NASA basically admits that there is a blue star coming our way. Right here. It's heading our way. NASA confirms largest comet ever seen has been detected. This is the observation and this coma mode. So literally this was, so basically, again, they're telling you this is here, right? They're telling you here. Well, as we needed more confirmation, but we already know what's up. And this is the ninth and last sign you will hear of a dwelling place in the heavens above the earth that shall fall with great clash. It will appear as a blue star. Very soon after this, the ceremonies of my people will cease. The time is not far. It will come when the Sasquatch, the blue star, Kachina, dances in the plaza and removes his mask. He represents a blue star far off, yet invisible.
The scary part is NASA just discovered a very similar blue star. So Buddy, Mac, and Scott are headed to meet with an astronomer to find out exactly where the star is headed.
I think you're referring to HE 0437. It's an amazing object. Maybe 1 in a million, maybe 1 in a billion.
Yeah, just watch his body language. All you gotta do is watch his body language. He's so uncomfortable. He is so uncomfortable.
Referring to HE 0437. It's an amazing object.
It's amazing.
Maybe 1 in a million, maybe 1 in a billion.
It's an amazing object.
Why is it blue? Is it because of the speed?
It's blue, not because of the speed, but just because it's a relatively young, massive star. So it burns hot. Hot objects look bluish. So
Plasma,
that's not
baby.
so unusual. What's unusual is that it should have died by now. It was thrown out of the Milky Way 100 million years ago, and those stars don't live that long. So how is it now, 60,000 light years out of the Milky Way, still alive?
This is questions they should know. What is he asking her for? This is questions that he should have. What the hell is he asking her for? She don't know. She's coming to you to ask you, what do you know about this? And you're literally asking her the questions. But you can see how antsy he is. You can see how antsy he is and how uncomfortable he is throughout the whole interview process.
Your heads over. The best hypothesis is now, it's consistent with the data, is that a pair of stars had a close encounter with a giant black hole in the center of our Milky Way, which resulted in them being thrown out at a very high
Red
velocity.
and blue Kachina.
It's been traveling out from the Milky Way for 100 million years, and in this process, it looks like the two stars merged into one star. So it's living longer than it would normally.
So maybe these blue stars do exist. What makes me uncomfortable is when the science starts agreeing with these Hopi prophecies.
You hear that? Is when the science starts agreeing with the Hopi prophecy. Look at this, boy. Ooh, the Hopi prophecy, baby. BBC News had this recent interview with a very brave and honest Wall Street trader telling us the truth and what to expect in the coming months. Let's see what Buddy says.
If you could see the people around me,
He just talks about basically the crash of the system. I don't need to go into this. Hold on. Let me see. Right here. Nibiru talks about Planet X, also translated as Nibiru. Nibiru, it is term in Akkadian language translating to the crossing or point of transition. So what's happening to right now. So we're going through the point of transition right now. This is the portal that we're going through. The Nibiru collision is supposed disastrous encounter between Earth and a large planetary object, either a collision or a near miss, which certain groups believe will take place in the earlier century, in 21st century. Planet X, also known as Planet 9. Pluto, when Pluto was a planet. So yeah. Hold on. Where's it at? The ninth and final sign of destruction described by White Feather as you will hear dwelling a place in the heavens above the earth. Thou shalt fall with great crash. It will appear as a blue star very soon. After this, ceremonies will cease. We just read this. According to Hopi prophecy, shortly after the blue Kachina is visible to all and the day of purification is realized, the true white brother will come to the earth in search of the Hopi who steadily adhere to its teachings. I wanted to read this because a lot of these are interesting right here. So recently a new red star in 2003. Recently, a new red star was discovered while a blue comet is already in the sky. 7 years after comet Halley-Boop disappeared. Acts 2:20. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood. And this is what's happening right now. A lot of times the moon is blood red, and you can see videos and pictures of this before the great and notable day of the Lord comes. In fulfillment of prophecy, the sun appeared over the Middle East and Europe as a sackcloth of ashes and refused to give her light in a rare annular or ring of fire, an eclipse. This seems the final tradition of Hopi and Bible prophecy cycle of destruction has finally begun. So we are in the midst of all this happening right now, right here. The purifier will be in the form of the red Kachina. The purifier will appear as the red Kachina. Maybe that means it will appear red in the telescope that scientists use. It will remain almost in one place for a long time, like an eye watching us. Right here, January in 96, NASA photo, Eye of God. A young planetary nebula located 8,000 years away from us. Right here, a NASA picture in 1996, right here. 666. Literally watching. Right here, NASA photo. Red dwarf discovered on May 20th, 2003. Okay. Blue star Kachina over here. Okay. Look at this. This is the size comparison. Hold on. Let me see. There was something I wanted to read. Where is it at? Okay. All right. So we're done with the record. So NASA has admitted that, basically the blue star Kachina is here and it's heading our way. this. We want to see this. Let me see. We seen alter carbon. Seen this. Okay. And I wanted to go into this little brief thing. Just again, David Wilcock dropping them gems, them truth gems that nobody wants to see, when nobody wants to hear. Here we go. Let's see. Yep. Okay. Let's restart this again. I don't know when this.
Then we have this really cool thing that showed up very recently. This is one of the most recent things tying into this mystery of the Olmecs. Now, who are the Olmecs? It was actually apparently these people. This is Ambassador Mika. And we're going to see here in just a second, I'm going to go forward, Olmec heads that look just like him. And you can see here 20.
So, basically, these guys have connection with the Olmecs. The Olmecs are living, part of the Olmecs are living in Argartha right now in Inner Earth, and they are basically going to assist in the whole transition process as well. So these are our ancestors living in Inner Earth right now, and they have connection with them through the military industrial complex. Again, this is a school for us, and the military industrial complex don't have a lot of melanated people. Matter of fact, I don't even think they have any melanated people, as Corey Good and David Wilcock admitted that they don't have any melanated people.
26 sites throughout Mesoamerica, Central America, in which it says here a series of these gigantic heads, and I'm just going to show you the heads very briefly here. These heads are enormous in size, and a lot of people don't know about this. You don't see this very much, but these heads are huge, and there's at least 10 of them that are this big. And here's, so they get dug up out of the ground, and now it appears that Ambassador Mika, let's just back up a second, and we'll get back to that slide of him. How did you meet Ambassador Mika, and what is their relationship to this whole cosmic story that we're seeing?
Ambassador Mika was introduced to me by Tier Air, basically.
Right.
And Mika introduced himself as a representative who did a very similar job as what I'm being asked to do, from one of the closest stars to ours, and that they were very excited about where we are and how we're about to end the control system by the Draco, which they had done 3 generations before. So they're excited that we're about to gain our freedom, and they want very much to come in and advise us and assist us.
So basically,
this friend of mine had an incredible dream right almost to the day that Corey got this information, that was of people who appeared to be black.
Yeah.
An incredible amount of information about various tactics of how to defeat these same beings that we're going to be having to go up against as we go through this transformation, because it's not like they all just get wiped away in one big step, right? This is a battle that we have to fight.
You hear that?
Multi-stage battle.
Right.
So again, we will be going to war. We will be going to war. As we get activated, we will be going to war.
So sure enough, these people appear to have come here before, and you had only told me this Olmec thing tonight, and I'm like, oh my gosh, of course. So did they build these stone heads after themselves, or was that something that the indigenous people were doing?
Unknown. They were here
well, what's it called? Let's go. All right. So through this whole ascension process, y'all. Through this whole ascension process, we have been getting watched. Of course, of course they're going to watch to see, how the young gods in training will do, or the young celestials in training will do. So there's this thing called the black satellite that nobody, until now, they had no idea what it was, because this thing was basically up in the up in the atmosphere before America, Russia, China, all decided to send satellites up into space, and they were flabbergasted because this thing was already there and they didn't know how long it's been there before. So we have always been watched by our ancestors, and so this is just a little bit of information about the Black Knight satellite. Let's watch this. Let's watch the mysteries about the Black Knight satellite. Hold on, let's see if this plays. Yeah, I don't know why this is doing this. This has never happened to me before. Jeez, this has never happened to me before. I think they found out this is my other channel. This has never happened to me before. I'm not blaming YouTube. It might be technical difficulties, truth be told, with all this high energy output that's going on right here, right now. This is literally messing with our technology.
Later than May of next year, there's going to be the.
Lots of people believe in the abstract theory of alien life, but some people believe aliens have not only visited Earth, they actually placed a mysterious device into orbit above our planet thousands of years ago that they used to communicate with humanity. Sounds crazy? Here's a look at the mystery of the Black Knight satellite. First sighting. In 1954, the New York Times ran an article saying that Dr. Lincoln La Paz had discovered 2 satellites orbiting the Earth. The reason this was news? In 1954, no country had managed to launch any satellites yet. Whatever La Paz saw, it was enough to worry the Pentagon for a while that the Russians might have beaten America into space. La Paz later said he made it all up, while the Army said no such satellites existed. Still, many people believe the satellites were there, and they were made by aliens. The Tesla connection. Nikola Tesla is the internet's favorite scientist and is famous for lots of other things too, like inventing the Tesla coil, his dislike of women, and his strange obsession with pigeons. In 1899, though, he made his most controversial discovery when he claimed to have received an electric signal sent by aliens. He even published an article for Collier's Weekly, subtly titled Talking with the Planet, where he theorized the signal was from Mars. Modern conspiracy theorists, however, believe Tesla was actually intercepting a message from the Black Knight satellite. The next communication. According to Vice, in 1927, a Norwegian engineer named Jürgen Hals was listening to radio signals when he noticed that some of them had a strange echo. Despite turning to other physicists for help, Hals could never explain these long-delayed radio echoes, but some believe the answer is pretty obvious.
Look at this guy.
Space race sighting. By the end of the 1950s, the space race was in full swing, and both the US and USSR had managed to put satellites in orbit. But according to Skeptoid, on February 11, 1960, a radar used by the US Navy picked up the presence of a strange, dark, tumbling object that didn't belong to either country. Americans freaked out, worried that it was a new Soviet satellite, but Time magazine announced it was just an innocent piece of space junk. However, thanks to declassified documents, we now know that it was a cover-up, as it was actually an American spy satellite doing reconnaissance on Russia. But is that just another layer to the deeper cover-up of the Black Knight satellite? The lost tape. Even the French managed to get in on the conspiracy action. In 1961, a scientist named Jacques Vallée made a startling discovery. There was a bright, unidentified object in retrograde, meaning it was moving in the opposite direction of Earth's rotation. The technology to put satellites in retrograde is available to humanity now, but didn't exist at the time. When Vallée showed a recording of his findings, though, his superior confiscated the tape and erased the footage. Nobody knows why, but some people believe it's because the lost tape showed proof of the existence of the Black Knight satellite. Or maybe... an astronaut's alleged sighting. Mercury 7 astronaut Gordon Cooper would seem to be a reliable source, so many conspiracy theorists put great stock in the rumor that Cooper saw the Black Knight satellite while orbiting the Earth. Allegedly, up to 100 more people on Earth even saw the satellite on their radar while tracking Cooper's light. One problem, though. According to Skeptoid, Cooper was adamant that his sighting of the Black Knight was made up by UFO fanatics.
Look at him smiling about it.
Only the aliens know for sure. The people of Epsilon Boötis. In the 1970s, science fiction author Duncan Lennon took those radio echoes Jürgen Hals discovered in the 1920s and mapped them against constellations. He concluded that the signals were from the star Epsilon Boötis and claimed the decoded message said this: "Our home is Epsilon Boötis, which is a dust star. We live on the sixth planet of 7. Check that, the sixth of 7, counting outwards from the sun, which is the larger of the two stars. Our sixth planet has 1 moon. Our fourth planet has 3. Our first and third planet each have 1. Our probe is in the orbit of your moon." Lennon later withdrew his claims, but theorists believe mention of a probe orbiting the moon is actually talking about the Black Knight satellite orbiting Earth. Recent sightings. In 1998, the crew of Space Shuttle Endeavour photographed something in orbit that looked very similar to other images of the alleged Black Knight satellite. However, it was concluded that it was probably just a thermal blanket that had been lost in space.
Right.
In 2015, there were at least 2 sightings, including an object passing in front of the moon and footage of the satellite hovering over Florida before disappearing. And in April...
What's it called? Thermal blanket in space. Very interesting. Very interesting. What's it called? Yeah, let's listen to the Black Light Satellite more. Hold on.
Short film about the Black Knight satellite that I think a lot of people haven't seen before. On November 17th, 2018, the soft drink company of all people put out a short film titled Black Knight Decoded. The purpose of this video, in part at least, was to promote some of Usher's new music that was coming out.
No way. This really happened? Yo, you see this? How does this happen? How does this happen? How does this happen? This is what? Now it goes to something about mushrooms. Are you kidding me? You see this shit, y'all?
Freak you out?
Y'all, you see this?
These ones.
Oh my god, bro.
But it's not get a bad rap. Word has.
Wait. They changed it. Wait a minute. This is not the video. Oh, hold on. Okay. Why do they keep doing this? All right, let's continue.
In part, at least, was to promote some of Usher's new music that was coming out at the time, with one of his new tracks being used throughout the course of this short film. Other than that, though, I'm not really sure what the entire purpose of this costly-looking production was, as the Pepsi logo itself is barely shown throughout the entire course of the 10-minute film.
Oh, don't worry.
And as we're going to see,
we get it.
It's by far not your average soft drink commercial.
So here we have the poster for the film. This is so strange because, like I was saying earlier, it's such a costly-looking production and pretty lengthy at that, too. Making a short film based on a UFO with such specific references to UFO lore within it seems so random to me coming from a company like Pepsi. There's also a lot of hot keywords that are a part of the script that would turn most people's heads within the UFO community, and the overall message of the film makes me feel like it's something significant that got vastly overlooked. So the film starts off like this, with text that reads, "In 1899, Nikola Tesla discovered a satellite orbiting Earth. Its origin can be traced back over 13,000 years. This is not science fiction. This is real." In the opening clip right here, we can see the Black Knight satellite orbiting Earth emitting some kind of strange sounding signal. This guy right here is a central character in what seems to be his daughter, and they're receiving some kind of signal from space. I do think that the main character is also transmitting this signal at the same time. As you can see right here, other people around the world are starting to receive the same message and starting to notice that something is happening in space. And now we're seeing some kind of government operation looking at what's happening, and now they're on some kind of mission to go out and find where the signal is coming from. He just uploaded the signal worldwide, it looks like, and right now this government entity is explaining that they have to go and stop it to avoid mass panic. In this upcoming scene, we see what seems to be maybe his wife or some kind of colleague warning the main character that she's noticing his upload getting worldwide attention, how he could be in danger. So right now she's instructing him to go meet up with her at some safe house or hotel or something, I think. And he's kind of excited about what he accomplished and thinks that they might be able to achieve contact this time. So he takes a quick glance at his daughter and decides it's time to go. So in this next scene, you can see the government guys hightailing it over to where they first saw the signal get uploaded. And this is really crazy to me because look at their weapons. It really looks like they're ready to go in there shooting. But normally you would think this would be like the Men in Black or something like that, but not in this case. Let's skip ahead a little bit, maybe about 30 seconds or so, just because not much was going on at the moment. But now the main characters are met up at this hotel that they decided to meet at, and they're all happy and hugging it out. Now she's starting to explain to him that his upload reached the masses and built up quite a big community across various countries that figured out how to encrypt this signal using ancient Sumerian cuneiform, believe it or not. I'm really not making this up, guys. She then goes on to say that translating the voice emitting from the Black Knight satellite took little time afterwards. She then says, "Are you ready to change the world?" and then presses that button.
We came to you many thousands of years ago, when your civilization was young. You have grown quickly and efficiently, but you still have so much to learn. If you want us to return, on the night of your next full moon, the people of Earth must show us they are ready.
You hear that?
We will be watching.
We will be watching. You hear that?
So I skipped ahead again, maybe about another 30 seconds or so, just because not much was going on, other than them building this weird kind of firework contraption you can see right here. The characters built this in an effort to get the Black Knight satellite above to see and accept a demonstration of peace. As we're seeing now, the Black Knight satellite slowly is observing worldwide everybody's peace offerings or their demonstrations of peace. I don't know what I call it, but as we're seeing now, all these countries around the world are following suit by gathering in large numbers and showing.
You see that plasma going?
Taste it every time that we touch, girl, I can't get enough. Feel the world slow down as our hearts speed up. If the night burns out, then a fire in love to something I believe in, I see it all around. I'm so glad that I found her.
Now you see the colors, right? Red and blue Kachina, right? Red and blue Kachina. That's what the Pepsi represents. So basically, when everybody gets together, through the red and blue energy, the red and blue, which is the balance of feminine and masculine energy, which is why the feminine energy is immersing the planet right now, because it's majority masculine energy. So there has to be a balance in order for us to be ready. So that's what the Pepsi represents, the balance of masculine and feminine energy, and this is what the red and blue Kachina is all about. So once majority of the planet has reached that state, then which is happening right now, it doesn't matter, and this is what causes the changes.
And on this day, we came together with one voice, one purpose, as one world.
Now you see, once that red and blue Kachina hit, and the new world opened up.
Close to space as we were.
You hear that? You hear that? Hold on.
One. And on this day, we came together with one voice, one purpose, as one world. And a new world opened up, bringing us as close to space as we were to each other.
Bringing us close to space as we were with each other. As we know, hold on, y'all. As we know, space doesn't exist, y'all. As we know, space doesn't exist. The space that they're talking about is the other land masses that are outside the Antarctic Circle. You know, it's called the Antarctic Circle because it basically encompasses the whole landmass as what we are called, as what we known as to be called Earth. But Earth is just the whole piece of landmass itself, or what they call Atlantis, or you know what I'm saying? So, or Gaia, Tiamat is what the original name was. But so Earth is a lot bigger than we think. You know, the Arctic Circle encompasses us in this little bubble, and outside of that bubble is all the land that exists, and that is the space that they're telling you about. And a bunch of them have been flash frozen. Hold on. A lot of these places have been flash frozen. Let me see if I bought. Look, so do you think these are? Do you think do you think this is just ice? No, y'all. These are buildings. These are buildings and structures that are literally frozen. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this, y'all. Hold on. Let me remove this. But yeah, hit the Cash App, y'all. Donate. Like this, y'all like what I do here. Donate. I appreciate, love everything. But yeah, these are structures, y'all. These are structures. And with that sun coming up and the UVC penetrating the ice, it's melting faster than ever. Look, these are structures that are being hitting in the ice right in front of you. Why do you think they don't want you over there? Look, it's called the Arctic Circle because it's the circle, it's the dome that encompasses us. We are literally in the eye. That's why they call it the island. You know what I'm saying? The eyes are the window to the soul. You have to come through this eye in order for your soul to experience this world. You know what I'm saying? So we have other worlds outside of us, and these are things that are what's it called? These are buildings and structures that are stuck within this ice wall over here. So as the sun is coming, it's melting all of this. And you're going to see all your brothers and your sisters outside of these ice walls right here waiting for you. You know what I'm saying? This is what's happening. And then also a lot of them are getting unfrozen at the moment. So just be aware, you know, this. So yeah, these are structures. These are structures. Look at this. Look at this. These are structures that are stuck, that are flash frozen. You know, they use technology to freeze us. Look at this shit. Look at this. Look at this. I'm not lying to y'all. I'm not lying. What reason would I have to lie to you guys? What reason would I have to lie? We're in this together, y'all. We are in this together. We are in this together. Look at this. So much so they put that dome right here. They created that dome. Huh? Right here. Beyond the ice walls right here. So it's us right here, as you know. It's us right here. And then this is what's froze. This is the Arctic Circle. This is the Arctic Circle. So everybody's out here watching us, you know, rooting and whatnot, making sure like we're getting here, about to make it and whatnot. And you are here. All the other places are frozen as well. So this is literally what's burning at the moment. Look at this shit. Look at these beautiful structures. After the ice wall, then what? Okay. All right. So let's continue. We already read the mystery of the Black Knight. This is only the beginning, they tell you. This is again, we're all saying this is the beginning of the end, isn't it? The beginning of the end. Let's watch a little bit. So this is the Black Knight. Oh man, they're about to do this again. Let me just refresh it from the beginning, honestly. Let me just refresh it from the beginning. Thank y'all for being here. I love y'all. Just to let you know. I appreciate y'all for being here, for supporting me. Specifically to all my Patreon supporters, thank you for real. So this is the artifact. Hold on. So this is what it looks like.
The facts with history are simple. In 1899, we didn't have any satellites. In 1928, satellites. And in 1954, researcher Donald Kehoe talked about the United States Air Force reporting not one, but 2 satellites in a retrograde orbit around the planet.
Look
There
at this.
were reports of a polar orbit with these satellites. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. A polar orbit is north to south over the 2 poles. That is the orbit of the satellite. This is technology that didn't happen in 1960. I'll get to that in just a second. But what is interesting about the technology of a polar orbit is you have to imagine that the Earth is orbiting in this direction. It is turning, right, along the equator. A polar orbit, as the satellite moves around the Earth is naturally moving. So every orbit is over another piece of land. This is technology that everybody wanted to get to. We didn't have it. The Soviets didn't have it. Nobody had it. What is a satellite doing up there when we didn't have satellites in a polar orbit? The biggest questions here are completely unanswered.
Completely unanswered. Completely, Jimmy. I agree, Jimmy. Completely unanswered. They're completely unanswered, Jimmy. I agree. What is going on here? This is Jimmy Church. He has a radio show. He's a whistleblower. Wow, a whistleblower. Billy Carson. He has information, but I don't believe I think Billy Carson is. Matter of fact, I know he's controlled opposition because I caught him throwing up Freemasonic hand symbols. So yeah, this guy. Here we go. I really gotta be aware of what I say. I really gotta be aware about what I say. Yeah, the internet is really messing right now.
Look, the idea of cover-ups is nothing new in this field. So I sat down with my friend Jimmy Church. He's an investigator and radio host, someone who's really plugged in to the world of alternative thinking. So Jimmy, I've been researching the Black Knight satellite, and I heard that you found some incredible information. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, this report, this is an actual NSA document, and it was a report.
How do you have an actual NSA document?
That was written up and distributed for the NSA staff to talk specifically about, and the title of the report is Communication with Extraterrestrial Intelligence.
Wow.
The report itself says, for official use only.
Right.
It's not secret, which indicates that this communication throughout the NSA was something that they were interested in, and they wanted other agents and employees to know about communication with ET. But what is interesting in this report and how this may tie into the Black Knight satellite is they are talking about communication through specific frequencies.
Wow.
And how this would be encoded and decoded, how we could receive it, and then how we could turn around and communicate back with ET. But also inside of this report, when we talk about the Black Knight satellite, certain words have come up with the Black Knight satellite over the years, specifically Epsilon Buddhist.
Correct.
Epsilon is mentioned in this report. Very interesting. They also talk about the possibility of a probe being sent information from great distances away and then communicating here on Earth very quickly. What this says is this. Is there something that the NSA knows, right?
Yeah.
That how this communication would happen? I don't think that this is pulled out of thin air, and it's all spelled out in this report. This is a very exciting document that anybody can go and research themselves.
Right. Okay, there we go. So they know, the NSA know. All right, y'all. So this is called. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I want y'all to hear this. So this is Fox News. Where's it at? Hold on. That's not it. That's definitely not it. That's not it. Hold on. Okay. I said before, this has nothing to do with it, but the radiation energy is getting high, and because of this, planes are flying lower. Right here, the radiation. This was right here from November 15 to 2022, November 2021. The dose rates shown have above are expressed as multiples of sea level. For instance, we see that boarding a plane that flies over 25,000 feet exposes passengers to dose rates 10 times higher than sea level. At 40,000 feet, the multiplier is closer to 50 times. The higher you fly, the more radiation you will absorb. Who cares? Cosmic rays are surprisingly down to earth from outer space. Like I've said before, you hear about that UVC radiation, but it's true. Look, low flying planes becoming more increasingly common. So they're going to start flying more lower because the radiation is getting higher. The UVC radiation is permeating throughout the atmosphere now. So now people are starting to get more cancer because they're flying up through the air and there's more radiation. You know what I'm saying? So this is what's happening right now. I could just taste it. You know what I'm saying? But this is very interesting. I want y'all to hear this. I'm not bashing anybody. Okay, if you're religious, I'm not bashing you or anything like that. All I'm saying is I'm here to make you think. That's literally what it is. I'm just here to make you think. You know, put the information out there, and then you take it as need be. Hold on, let's listen. Where is it? Wow, 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 wow. And this is not even. This is not even. Hold on, y'all. This is insane. You see, this is the first time I've ever encountered this. This is the first time I've ever encountered this. And I don't even know why. There we go. Now just look at this lady. That's all I gotta say. Hold on. Just look at her. Just look at her eyes.
This is not the coffee talk I wanted to do today, you guys.
Just
but
look.
Here we are. And this one's a tough one because it's going to cause a lot of people to be really upset at me. And I don't care. It needs to be said. This world is not run
You see her eyes?
by God.
Now listen to her. Listen to her.
Now, before you go scrolling, there are many of us out there, not as many as we need to be, but there are many of us out there that have gone down some pretty dark roads. And by dark, I mean it has challenged everything that we believe. It has challenged every ounce of faith we have ever had, that there is a God. And those of us that have gone and done the research and looked it up and compared the different texts and looked at the Bible, like really looked at the Bible and looked at other things, we understand there absolutely is a creator. But the God that people worship on this planet is not the God you think it is. And there is a huge deception at play here. And when you look at the Bible from a non-religious perspective, and then you compare it to the other religious texts, and then you look at ancient texts, because the problem with most people that follow the Bible, they only follow the Bible.
Right.
They won't look anywhere else, and that's faith, and that's beautiful. But those of us that know different, we're worried about you guys because you think your soul is going to be saved by this belief system that you have put into your life that most people don't even live by.
Right.
I sat here last night for 2 hours reading the Bible, and I underlined some really important passages, and they were all about the way we're supposed to treat each other with love, compassion, kindness. That is the way to God. It has nothing to do with the actual physical.
Now I want you to know that y'all, we innately are this. I want you guys to know that we innately are this. We don't have to work towards all that. That's just written in our DNA. We know how to live according to nature, you know, because we have been put, there's an artificial race that has been put here in front of us to cause disharmony within us. So it basically causes a disbalance and a disharmonious relationship within us as well. So this keeps us from being harmonious and loving towards ourselves as well as one another.
Deity or the physical book. It's just a book, you guys. It's
Just
the words in the book that matter. And most of humanity.
It's just the book. All right. look at this guy. Billy. He spit some truth right here. I want y'all to hear this. Again, I'm not attacking anybody. I'm just putting information out there. I like the information. I'm just putting it out there. That's literally what it is.
Difference between me and religion is blind faith. Talk off the top of your head, make stuff up, and make people feel good on the inside with no backed up information, no scientific facts. Me, I take your same book and I break it all the way down, analyze it from head to toe, top to bottom, break the words down into their root words, take them back into their original languages, back into Hebrew, back into Aramaic, which parts came from Mesopotamia, how many of these came from cuneiform tablets. Let's analyze those tablets. Let's break those down now. Are these Akkadian? Are these Babylonian? Let's break into that now. Let's get to that level. Oh, okay. And where were these sources coming from? Oh, see, this is what I'm talking about. That's real research. That's dedication. That's, like the Bible says, study to show thyself approved. Don't make me start quoting these Bible scriptures on you now. Study to show thyself approved. A lot of people die from a lack of knowledge. It's all in there. They left a couple of nuggets in there to like kind of slap you. Somebody left a couple of nuggets in there, but they don't see that. The kingdom of heaven is inside of you. Not up there, not in the sky. Inside of you. There's no sky daddy out there with a magic wand blessing you to get a house. I'm in this house. This house costs $1 million. I'm in $1 million house.
Did God give it to him?
God gave you this house? You think that there's some entity out there going, oh, you know, Billy, he deserved this house. We're going to go ahead and give him this mansion. Meanwhile, if I drive out of this neighborhood and go for 20 minutes down the road, I'm going to see a homeless guy in the corner begging for free change. That guy could have a greater heart than me. He's on the corner, sleeping outside. Thankfully, this is Florida where it's nice and warm. He could be in damn Detroit, Ohio, or Northern California someday, and we're freezing his butt off. Wisconsin. How about those homeless people that are freezing to death every single night? Some die. They don't wake up in the morning because they're frozen. But God gave me this mansion. But this guy down the street here, he's having a heat stroke out there trying to ask for 10 cents every hour. Doesn't make any sense, guys.
Won't he do
You're
it?
misconstruing the messages. You're misconstruing what's going on. And you're taking and giving props to deities that you know nothing about. You don't even know that it's multiple gods being talked about in that book.
The Elohim.
There is no book on this planet that is talking about the creator of the universe, except the math book. That's the closest you're going to get, because the divine language of God is mathematics.
Mathematics.
That's the closest you're going to get.
Geometry.
It's mathematics. That's the close you're going to get. If you get words of God, that's the absolute closest you're going to get. Other than that, there's no book. The gods of the Bible are the Nibiru from ancient Egypt. The Nibiru, according to the Egyptian text, they came down from heaven and they turned mud into a kingdom. These are the Atlantean Anunnaki people, advanced beings that ruled over this planet for hundreds of thousands of years. They were 1 million years ahead of us, technologically and spiritually, making it very easy for them to masquerade as gods. Masquerade. It's called what humanity is on this planet. We're a gigantic cargo cult. We fell for the okie doke. Right now, today, if one of these beings come down from space and lands, people are going to fall to their knees and start praying right away to that guy, to a flesh and blood being that can get cut open and guillotined just like any one of us. You'll start praying right away. Cargo cults. When a more advanced civilization meets a less advanced civilization, the advanced civilization becomes deified.
Prime directive.
That's why a lot of these advanced civilizations have something called a prime directive.
Prime directive.
Do not interfere with this civilization. They're not ready for us yet.
And that's why they don't show themselves. You know what I'm saying? But we are being manipulated from, and it's just goes to show you. Hold on, who you talking about, Joe? Whose name? Whose name are you talking about? And Billy has a documentary on the Black Knight, huh? I gotta check that out. Who are you talking about, Joe? But just to show you, look, religion worth more than Google and Apple combined. Religion in the United States alone is worth 1.2 trillion. Whew, 1.2 trillion a year, making it equivalent to the 15th largest national economy in the world. We don't even need to go we don't even need to go further than that. I'm just letting you know. I'm just putting information on it. But check this out, y'all. This was a long time ago. But this is what. Just listen to the words. Very interesting choice of words. Jesus.
You might say by popular demand. When Lloyd Parr was here,
and this was hold on. This was a long time ago, so the quality doesn't get any better, y'all. So y'all, it's the message that's important.
His very controversial views about the evolution of man was going to generate such a response. Well, he's back again to talk about things. And welcome back.
Well,
it's good to see you again.
To be back. It's very exciting to be here.
Who would have thought that talking about
this is wow, man. Wow. Yeah, I have no idea what I don't know. Wow. This is amazing. Okay. Oh, by the way, I want to say thank you to everyone who donated to me. I appreciate love every single one of y'all. I appreciate every single one of y'all. I I do this, you know what I'm saying? I love to put the information out there. I do this for us to bring information forward. This is the age of, enlightenment and information. I'm just bringing the information that's been held within our DNA to the forefront. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing that you're hearing is new. There's nothing new under the sun. I'm just helping you remember the information. You knew this shit. Again, like it goes to the very fact that I would say, you tune into the frequency because you resonate with the information. There's nothing that I'm presenting that you guys don't already know. I'm just helping you remember. So I appreciate every single one of y'all who donated. And we're going to keep this going, because we ain't stopping. We ain't stopping, baby. Thank you, y'all. Thank you, y'all. Love y'all. Let's continue.
Today's guest is back, you might say, by popular demand. When Lloyd Potter never anticipated his very controversial views about the evolution of man was going to generate such a response. Well, he's back again to talk about that. And welcome back.
Well,
it's good to see you again.
Back. It's very exciting to be here.
Who would have thought that talking about the evolution of man and creationism and Darwinism, I mean, I got calls for days after you were here. This really piques people's interest. Well, let's start with that, because most people either fall into the category of thinking that creationism, God created the earth and man, or Darwinism, we all sort of evolved from lower life forms. And your research shows, in your opinion, that neither one of those are true.
Right.
Alternative.
I've done some extensive research. Well, the book is divided into 4 parts, as we talked about last time. Part 1, I go over Darwinism mostly, not so much creationism. If you believe, you believe. You're not subject to argument very much if you're a creationist. So I go after what the Darwinists say, and I show how that, in fact, they don't explain either how life came to be here or how particularly we came to be here. The evidence that they have is contingent on something called macroevolution, which is species into species. There's really no evidence for that. The creationists do make that argument, and I think they make it accurately. There is absolutely no evidence anywhere of true macroevolution, species into species. We have changing body parts, which is called microevolution. Darwinists take the microevolution and they extrapolate. They say, well, if you can have change in parts, you can have changes in the whole bodies. That's what Darwin himself said. Actually, the truth of it is, though it seems logical, it's not borne out anywhere in the record. So
if we didn't evolve, then you believe that we were just plunked here, then where did we come from?
Actually, no, we are a developed species now.
You hear that?
Other life forms, they too are, and they do seem plunked here, actually. I call it cosmic dump trucks in my book.
You hear that?
With the Cambrian explosion of about 530 million years ago. But as far as humanity goes, at around 4 million years ago, something appears called the Australopithecines. We are told that we humans evolved from these creatures called Australopithecines that later evolved into something called early homos, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, and that means man in scientific terms. Neither of those look anything like us. We've all seen the skulls and the body parts in National Geographic. They don't look anything like us. They have no foreheads, they have big brow ridges, they have large, round, nocturnal night vision eyes, they have big, wide noses, mouths stick off their face, no chin, long arms that dangle down to their knees. In no way do they look human. So anthropologists don't argue the point. They say, you're right, there's nothing that looks human in the so-called pre-human fossil record.
This is where the missing link comes in. There's nothing between pre-human man and...
They say we're going to find someday something that is going to indicate a transition from these creatures that existed to man, which looks nothing like them. Humans have no place in the natural flow of life on Earth. So then you have to answer.
Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he just said? Humans have no. Let's listen to what he just said.
That is going to indicate a transition from these creatures that existed to man, which looks nothing like them. Humans have no place in the natural flow of life on Earth. So
you heard what you just said. Now you know why the planet is being cleaned up.
Then you have to ask the question, where did we come from? And in part 4 of the book, I deal with that, and I believe that the Sumerians, the ancient Sumerians, and what they have to say about it are correct. And what they say is that there's another planet in our solar system that was captured by our solar system as the solar system was forming. It is not in a counterclockwise circular orbit like the other natural planets. Because it's captured like a comet, it has a clockwise elliptical orbit of 3,600 years. On that planet, the Sumerians say, lives a superior race of beings known as the Anunnaki. They call the planet Nibiru. They called the people the Anunnaki. They're called the Anunnaki. The Sumerians, the first great culture that we have on the earth 6,000 years ago, right out of the Stone Age, possessing over 100 the first that we attribute to a high society. They're the very best of the ancient cultures, preceding and better than the Egyptian, Greeks, and the Romans.
6,000.
First writing, of course. They said that there's another planet in the solar system that they called Nibiru that was captured and moves like a comet in a 3,600-year orbit. Our own astronomers...
Then I just showed y'all how NASA just admitted the comet is there, huh? I just showed y'all the comet is there, Nibiru, Anunnaki. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all already know what time it is. Come on, let's get it. Y'all already know what time it is.
Know it's out there. They call it Planet X. It has a gravitational force on the outer planets. They can't find it because it's so far out. Exactly what the Sumerians say.
Not anymore.
That on that planet, the Sumerians do live another culture called the Anunnaki, and that in our past, in the past of Earth, at around 400,000 years ago, they came here to work, to do a job, which I go over in the book, and while here, they decided to create a slave, to genetically engineer a slave, using the creature of Earth as a genetic base to make the new slave and servant better adapted to the planet than they were.
Did you hear that?
That's us. Basically,
you hear that? That's us? You hear that?
A slave, to genetically engineer a slave, using the creature of Earth as a genetic base to make the new slave and servant better adapted to the planet than they were.
That's us?
That's us. Basically, the Anunnaki said in their writings that the Sumerians left behind, we shall make the Adamu. They called their slave servant Adamu plural, which comes down to us in the Bible as the Adam. We shall make the Adamu in our own image, after our own likeness, word for word in the Bible, and they did that. So
wait a minute.
we look like
that the modern race of people were genetically engineered by this superhuman race of aliens that came from other planets,
and that we look like them. In the cylinder seals that we have, the 5,000 or so cylinder seals that we have out of the Sumerian culture, depicting gods and humans on the same cylinder seal at the same time, they always look the same.
And this is why we only use 10% of our brains.
They genetically engineered our brains. They gave us their bodies. You will notice, we have tremendously reduced strength from primates. If we descended from primates,
we made them in our image, but not like us.
Where did our strength go? Every primate is 5 to 10 times stronger than we are, pound for pound. How did we lose 2 chromosomes? All primates have 48 chromosomes. We have 46. That is an awful lot of DNA. Where did it? If you read the Sumerian texts, the Anunnaki flourished from around 400,000 years ago. And by the way, they called where they lived in the Tigris-Euphrates Valley, the Eden. That was their word for where they lived.
We've heard Adam, we've heard Eden.
Well, it turns out that a lot of the Old Testament is an attempt to rewrite the Sumerian epics of creation because they were considered to be the guys with the word.
I have to break here.
Y'all, this dude just gave a whole history lesson on Fox News. He just gave a whole history lesson under 7 minutes on Fox News. What happened to stuff like this? A whole history lesson. Wow. That was impressive. That was impressive. So, hold on. You know what I'm saying? He dropped some knowledge. You know what I'm saying? He dropped the bag on y'all. For real. Hold on. This is not, no. Oh, so I want y'all to hear this. Okay. This literally goes what's it called? I was going through and I seen this and I was like, well, this correlates with the earth and spiritual changes. I just started listening to Rod Hayes. Someone told me to look him up. Pardon me. And I just started listening to some of the stuff. And basically, this is exactly what I was saying. This is literally what I was saying. So let's listen to what Rod Hayes has to say.
What's going on in Europe? We keep hearing about the earth changes that's happening.
the downloads that's coming from the sun, the solar flares, this, that.
Oh my God.
Are you tired of being tired? Drinking water will give you the power and energy that you need to make it through the day. But water lacks
Stat. Now there's reports in the news about over 1,900 people dropping dead in Spain because of heat wave. What's up with the sun, number one? And what's up? What's getting ready to go down with this energy coming from the sun, my brother? Because this is intense right now.
I done an update on Dr. G when I got done doing a task for Big Mama. Soon as I came back from the task, she called me when I walked through the bus door coming from the bus station. And I was telling her about the cycles. Okay, so the Piscean age was the silver cycle, or what we call a lunar cycle. And it is the cycle that facilitates what you call ice age. We had more than one ice age on Earth, which can be confirmed by the geological surveys. And these ice ages come in the lunar cycles, but when the sun cycle comes in, it ushers in what's called the golden age. It's called the golden age for several different reasons, but one of them is that the UVBs and the UVAs, right, the UV rays that's coming in, is doing something to the DNA of very specific groups of people.
Mm-hmm.
And as the temperatures gonna rise, they can rise as high as on the average of 20 degrees around the world, or as little as 3 to 4 degrees. But
that's
it's
a lot.
Temperature increase that comes with a different exposure to the solar rays, and then there's another torsion field that we going through at the Aquarian age that also has a blue field to it, or a blue ray of light that serves the purpose of resetting our DNA. And all of this is coming in at
unlocking,
the same
baby,
time as the close of the Piscean age and the emergence of the Aquarian age. So the temperatures of the Earth got to rise, and everybody can't take these new temperatures, because you're going to have South African temperatures in places like Europe and Asia where those temperatures are not common.
and those people are not common.
Wow. All right, let's get to a couple of questions before we get out of here. Let me see what's going on in the chat room. Somebody said X about the explosion at the Hoover Dam. You know anything about that?
Yeah, that was an energy weapon blast.
What?
It followed.
I told y'all.
The sighting of Horus. I posted it on my Instagram.
I told y'all about the directed energy weapons, the DOORSTEP. You know, again, people think it's these things are happening coincidentally, or these are the government doing this. No, this is literally being done by higher density beings. This is literally being done by our ancestors who are sitting up in ships and destroying this planet, destroying their system little by little. Anything that kept their system in power is being destroyed. They are in the ships, and they are literally destroying anything that keeping their system in power.
And the sighting of Horus was the rising of the Phoenix, which is telling us that this shit is a wrap. So now we gotta brace ourselves for the shock and all of the sudden disclosure, because as everybody know, they gotta tell us what was going on.
Told y'all.
Because we're going from that secret squirrel shit in the age of belief to the age of knowing under the Aquarian age, and all of the dirt that they did got to be revealed to the public.
Yeah.
So that public will understand what's taking place and why we sending certain people off world to execute as opposed to here.
I told y'all. I told y'all. So the beings who have been doing to us, they are not of this world. So they have to be dealt with from other worlds. So they are being cleaned up right now. I told you guys there's a lot of people who used to run this world that are literally, they're not living anymore. They're not of this dimension anymore. They've been literally been snatched up. Literally been snatched up. They're not of this dimension anymore. As you know, so a lot of your favorite people that you haven't been seeing anymore, you haven't been seeing on TV, your favorite celebrities, they've been snatched up. And even the ones that you think that you're seeing, it's not them. This planet is being cleaned up. This planet is being cleaned up. This is also why more light is being exposed on this planet as well. More light has to be exposed because the darkness is being removed. Literally, the darkness is being removed. So I wanted to show you guys that. So everything that these people have done to us, you will know. You will know everything that these people have done to us. Not only will it the information will unlock within your DNA, but this will be unfolding in real time as well. And it's going to make a lot of people sick. A lot of people sick, literally. Let's see. On the good news, I want y'all to see this right quick. Okay. I want y'all, this is a little 7-minute video, but this is important, okay? This is important to watch. They might show my video, but I mean, they might not. I'm not even gonna lie, they might not even keep this up on this channel, truth be told. But let's get it. Y'all heard it first.
Remember, I told you that the reptilians, the original ones, went underground. Those original ones in the true 100% form are still there. But now they're coming to the surface. Now listen to what will happen. The reptilians are coming through openings in the cave system throughout the world.
Think about what he just. Hold on. Let me. Oh shoot. Okay, hold on. All right. Hold on. Let's continue with
Most
this.
of the national cave systems are being closed down for various reasons. Last Thanksgiving, when I was in the Ozarks in Missouri, and I went to see one of their big caves, one of the largest in the country, it was closed due to electrical systems. As far as I know, there are no electrical systems in these caves, but it was the reason they used that it was closed down. Is to prevent people from seeing what's coming up. And all of the fires that are happening in the western United States are covering up openings, especially in Montana and Idaho and those areas, and New Mexico, where the reptilians are coming to the surface, and they want to keep people away. That's one of the reasons they raise the gas prices so high, so people won't travel so much, and they'll be off the road. But it gets better than that, because they will plan for civil disruptions across the United States after they crash the stock market. They will have people going berserk, rioting, looting, chaos. They will tell you that the civil defenses, military, cannot handle the situation because it's too widespread. And so the President of the United States will ask the UN to bring their troops into the United States and patrol the streets and give back civil order. You already have foreign troops occupying this country now. They've already brought in Canadian troops into the northwestern United States. I will also tell you that in southeastern Canada, they have German troops and German Air Force planes on the ground waiting for their orders. I personally know people in Canada who have now been assigned to the Air Force bases in northern Ontario and Quebec with German forces. In the Pacific Northwest and in Alaska, they have stationed now Chinese and Russian troops and the Air Force. When the civil disobedience becomes out of hand, these forces will invade the United States. It will happen very soon. When they finally occupy the country, which, by the way, they will declare a national emergency officially, and you will have no rights. They will declare that the United States is too large of an area to be controlled from a central location. And so they will defer to the United Nations, who will break the United States into two halves along the Mississippi River. Atlanta will become the capital of the Eastern District, and Denver will become the capital of the Western District.
That makes sense.
That is why Atlanta.
That makes sense with Denver, as you know. If y'all been on here before, when I did that presentation on the Denver the Denver airport and whatnot, and the horse out there called Lucifer. Shout out to the goddess, Indigo Goddess, for sending me that video. And I did show it on my live presentation that I did on the Denver airport and whatnot, and how it's basically the headquarters of the beings who are currently running the world right now, but who are losing power steadfast. So it makes sense with Denver and then Atlanta, because those are 33 parallel. All those 33 parallel.
Atlanta and Denver have identical gigantic airports, and that is why Atlanta and Denver have replicated all governmental agencies from Washington, which have now relocated to both of those cities.
And they're both on the 33rd degree parallel. And if you know about the 33 degrees, those, I don't want to say too much on here, but yes, if you know about 33 and their levels, you know what I'm saying? Then you know how very important symbology and numerology is to them.
In addition, there are 5 concentration camps built now in the U.S. and Canada, each one able to hold 5 million people. There are also 270,000 railroad cars being built in Oregon to hold dissidents and carry them to these concentration camps. Each car able to hold 40 dissidents chained to the wall. The government, U.S. Accounting Office, also requisitioned last year 200 million body bags. I don't know what for, do you? But it's a pretty odd number.
About to whoop some reptilian scum.
Of the United States.
And they're housing these reptilians now. There's a treaty that we have to house them in exchange for their technology.
Look at that guy, looks like one now.
Did he mention anything else about anything he knew about these extraterrestrials? Now, the underground bases, the holes that they were digging, what were they digging these holes for? Was this was to expand military bases, but the extraterrestrials just happened to be already living there, or?
Right, the extraterrestrials happen to be already living there because they're living on Earth forever. But the deep underground mountain bases originally were for to protect people in case of like Noah's flood or something happening to the surface, like an atomic bomb and a nuclear winter. So originally these deep underground mountain bases were to protect certain people underground so that if the Earth became inhabitable on top, they could still live below it.
Right. The only thing I heard that was mentioned in one of his speeches was that there was shackles on these underground systems that he saw in these trains.
Okay.
For people who
wow.
he believed weren't going along with the New World Order when it would take place, we're going to be enslaved. To the best of my knowledge, in one of his videos, that's what he said. That's just amazing. He had all this information because if you just think about the number of government officials or civilian workers working for military or government doing these stupid things who aren't telling anybody about what's happening and what's going on. And it's just, really sad how many of us, are naive and don't know what's going on right under our noses here and where our money's going, which would probably explain why gas prices are so high and that's where the money's going.
Mm-hmm.
So
let me clarify.
Go ahead.
I would like to clarify about the freight cars because they're actually above ground. They're not below ground, and they're made by Gunderson Freights, which is actually here in Portland.
So we'll cut it there. That's not important. But I want you to when he basically said how the caves, when you talk about the caves, how they will be coming out of the caves and whatnot. And then this video got sent to me as well. Where is it at? right here. Now, this is a cave.
Y ve, aquí está la cueva. Son miles y miles y miles.
By the thousands. By the thousands.
Sí, sí se acaban. Pero vean nada más la cantidad.
Now, what can make these bats come out of like that?
Ya está en la cueva no muy profunda.
Mind you, the gentleman was just basically talking about how they are coming, they will be leaving their cave soon. I told you, I said this before, the earth is getting hot too. Inner earth is getting hot too. They cannot stay there. They cannot, and they will not be able to stay there. It's getting hot too. They're going to have to show their face. What's been in the dark will come to the light. They have been in the dark for so long. Now they have to come to the light and face the light. Face the sun. This is literally what's about to happen. Face all the suns. All the sons. All the Masons. All of my sons. All of the mother sons. The Ma sons. And we're really going to be the Freemasons at this point. Literally. The free sons of Mother Earth. Freemason.
Donde salen todos.
Look at this. Look at this shit.
Es impresionante.
you know what I imagine making these bats come out. Let me see. Let me see if I could hold on, y'all. Let me see if I could. There we go. This is what I imagine that's coming out.
Guys, let's just go out there.
This is what I imagine is coming out as those bats are flying out. The monsters coming out like this, boy. And they, hey, there we go, boy. That's what I imagine. That's what I imagine. Them boys flying out like that. All the bats flying out like that.
Mira.
That's what I imagine.
Mira, ¿ves cómo van saliendo? ¿Cómo
So, and I wanted to show y'all this. If y'all haven't seen, this is funny. This gotta say this. Oh, when look at Donald Trump, my boy looking crispy. Look at that boy got the waves. What? This is how Donald Trump thought he looked after he said it was a rocky week. Get home ASAP. When ASAP got locked up, ASAP Rocky released from prison on his way home to the United States. From Sweden, it was a rocky week. Get home ASAP. Yeah, exactly. Making them leave during the day. Yeah. Making them leave during the day. But this is the last thing I wanted to show y'all. Let me restart this right now. If y'all haven't seen the Wakanda Forever trailer, this thing looks so hard. This thing looks so hard, y'all. As you can see, the very first thing that you see, because symbolism is everything. Why is this thing not working? Why is this thing not working? I don't know what's going on here, y'all. And Indigo Goddess said body bags are scarce in the industry right now. I bet they are.
No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry.
This thing is look now. Just pay attention. Dang, there was an important part. Hold on, y'all. That I wanted to show y'all. Very important. It was in okay right here. Look. So I want y'all to see, right? So back in power, right? Matriarchal system is back in power. Sitting at the throne. Okay, back in power. I want y'all to see that, right? And then also the song that is playing, No Woman, No Cry. This is very important. It all has meaning. They're playing that song, No Woman, No Cry, and then you see the God is back in power. The matriarchal system coming back up. Let's get it. Look at our people.
Woman, no cry. Little darling, don't shed no tears.
Look at that. Powerful, boy.
No woman, no cry.
Ah. Woo. Is that a Nico?
Friends we have and good friends we've lost along the way.
This is so powerful, y'all.
In this great future,
Woo. I get the chills. In the water. Look at this. Look at this. This is powerful. Look, this is so beautiful, y'all. Look, coming back, baby. The Nomos are here. Everything's gonna be all right. Be all right, baby.
I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. Have I not given everything?
Look at them. We gonna be all right. There we go. Ooh. Oh. That was powerful. Oh my gosh, y'all. That was a very, very powerful trailer right there. That trailer is extremely powerful. I don't know about y'all, but I gotten so much chills just watching the video, watching that trailer. This is my first time watching it full. I played it earlier and I was like, I'm gonna just share it with everybody and just watch it at the same time. But that is a very, very powerful trailer. I got chills just listen to that trailer. All right, y'all. So this concludes my presentation, y'all. This concludes my presentation. I just wanted to basically give a brief presentation of what's going on right now through this whole upheaval, showing you guys that we are basically all the information that we basically accumulated in this third dimension now is basically being coalesced through what is the new black hole that's being formed right now through the fourth dimensional portal. This is basically pushing us into the fifth dimensional time space where our abilities will be unlocked. as we are going through the black hole as a whole, as a collective. So we will be doing this from the within as well, because everything happens from within to without. So this is literally unlocking your DNA through the light of the sun. This is why it's very important right now to get out there and get the sunlight, because the information that was hidden is being brought to the surface by the sun. Just like it's working with your DNA, it's working with all the hidden information, all the atrocities and the heinous acts that have been done to our people and this planet. Mother Nature is not taking it. She is not having this anymore. She is saying it's time for a change, and right now we are experiencing what is called the great upheaval, the great change, the great transformation. This is beautiful because it's the matriarch energy that's always been in power from the beginning. It's coming back to being right before our eyes, and because now we're going to be in a loving harmony space, this unlocks our innate abilities that we will become back to the gods and goddesses that we have or been. So I just wanted to give you guys this brief presentation. Basking within the information, take it all in and just sit with it. Take it in, sit with it, do whatever you want to do with it. It is yours. It's always been yours. I'm just bringing it to the forefront, sharing with you what I see from my perspective. Again, I hope everyone is doing well. Again, thank you so much for your contribution, your donation to this podcast. I love doing what I do, and I'm going to continue doing this. No, by any means necessary. By any means necessary. They deleted my old YouTube. It's okay. I'm just gonna get stronger, get out there, and post the information. If you guys resonate with the information, please share this. I appreciate love every single one of y'all. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. We are rising now higher in frequency. It's going to get even more intense. This is only the beginning. This is only the beginning to our system, and it's the end of their system falling down. So pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to yourselves. Pay attention to your environment, what's going on around you. But most of all starts with you. All right, y'all. I appreciate love every single one of y'all. Thank you for tuning into my frequency. You only tune into my frequency because you resonate with the information that I have. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. And now we rise, y'all. Ashe.